Here, Team Take Massive Action. Got some exciting news for you today. We crashed the servers. So for those of you that were kind of on standby right now and were wondering if we were going to do a live Google Hangout tonight, we did, and we drove so much traffic that we actually shut down the servers on the Team Take Massive Action site. And I don't mean a little bit of traffic. I mean, we were planning for over 1,000 people to be attending live tonight. But hold on, I get a little bit of static. For over 1,000. If we could have the other guys mute yourself in the background. You guys mute your lines there. We just got some static. As you can see down with me, we've got a few leaders, and what happened was, I'm sure they're refreshing in the. Just got some static. As you can see down with me, we've got. You guys mute your lines if you're the other guys on the background. Refreshing in there. Just got some static. As you can see down with
I'm going to wait for it.
You guys mute your lines if you're the other guys on the background. I'm going to wait for it. You guys mute your lines if you're the other guys on the background. I'm going to wait for it. It's either Arthur or Chuck. I don't know which one of you guys has it. One of you guys got to mute yourselves. It's either Arthur or Chuck. I don't know which one of you guys has it. One of you guys got to mute yourselves.
I think you have the... Chris, I think you have the YouTube page open.
No, mine's all closed. I just heard it. It just popped off. So I think it was just echoing from before. Yeah. So here, let me just kind of start over there. We had a little bit of echoes in the beginning. What happened today was we actually crashed the servers. So we sent so much traffic to the Team Take Massive Action site, literally so much traffic that we're hosted at a premier package at Rackspace. I mean, big hosting and everything. They said they haven't seen that kind of traffic like that just exploding in a long time. And that's because we decided to open this Hangout up to really anybody and everybody that wanted to jump on and wanted to watch it. So here's what I've got to say to everybody is what we're going to do right now is we're going to jump into some training, and we're going to explain to you kind of what we're doing to create 6 figures in 2013. And I've got a panel with me of some people that have actually created 6-figure incomes themselves. Okay, so just to kind of, I know people are logging in right now. I'm watching the numbers in the background here. Tons and tons of people are logging in and saying they can hear us. Okay, I'm seeing all that. That's good. So listen, for those of you that are just logging in right now, we're going to go ahead and do some training in a minute. The topic is going to be how to create a 6-figure income in 2013. I've got a panel of some pretty serious online marketers that are making some awesome income. And not only that, but for those of you wondering why we started late, here's what happened was we were expecting around 1,000 people to be on this Google Hangout, okay? And instead, our server reports are showing that we had like something like 5,000 people literally like at a minute refreshing the screen, trying to log on, and then it just stopped tracking. So much traffic that we literally shut down and blew up a server. So, hey, it's good. That's something to celebrate, right? We have so much momentum right now in our business that we're able to just drive traffic places, and it literally shuts down servers. I think that's pretty awesome. So if you're looking now in the Hangout below me, I've got some of my business partners here. We've been working together for the past several months online. You've got Arthur Tubman. I'll just go from left to right. You've got Arthur Tubman. You've got Chuck Marshall. You've got myself, Chris Record, and you have Layla and Toby Black over there. And we've also got a special guest coming on in about 15-20 minutes with us, Lawrence Tam. And I'll just tell you right now, between us, just between this group right here, in the really in the last year, a little over a year, like 14, 15 months or so, collectively, just with the systems that we're going to show you today, collectively we've made over around $2 million in commissions. Okay, around $2 million in commissions earned just from this group. Not only that, but in terms of personally enrolling customers and affiliates into our program, we personally enrolled everything around 2,500 people between us. So there's some staggering numbers here, and this is your opportunity to learn from people who are actually in the thick of it and actually and making some things happen. Okay, so let me just give a quick breakdown of what we're going to do. And for those of you that are joining us, for those of you that hung on this late and you're still watching this live and not the recording, I just want to applaud you for a minute for hanging there for about an hour while we fixed the server and got everything back up and running. You hung in there. Now you're watching this on YouTube. That's just awesome. So I applaud you for that. And also for those of you that are choosing to watch this instead of the State of the Union address tonight, that's awesome as well. Because you could definitely be, you might even be doing both actually, TV on and laptop on. So we're excited. What we're going to do is we're going to kick it off by bringing you some nuts and bolts training as to some of the things that we do as internet marketers to be able to create significant income. Now, most of us are with Empower Network, and some of us even promote other things online and have a background in direct sales and different things. But we're going to mostly focus today on what we've done with Empower Network and Team Take Massive Action as well, and the kind of results that we've had there. So what I want to do is I want to kick it off first with Layla and Toby Black. Now, Layla and Toby Black are all over the leaderboards on Empower Network. Even when I first got started, they were there in the top 10, constantly out there on the front lines producing. They've done major things, earned several $100,000, put in like 500 people personally. So what I want you to do is pay close attention as we just kind of go round robin, pass it around, and start sharing some nuts and bolts training. So Layla, Toby, why don't you guys take it away from here?
You know what's funny is I never hear people call us Layla and Toby Black. They always call us Toby and Layla, so much that people actually, like Nicole Cooper, she'll call me Toby and Layla. Tracy Walker will call me Toby and Layla. I'm like, it's just Layla. But that's so funny that you call us Layla and Toby. I like it. Sounds good.
I don't mind being behind you, baby.
Awesome.
Guys, first off, we want to give a big shout out to Arthur and to Chris and all the team over at Take Massive Action.
You guys are awesome.
For inviting us out to do some training. And a lot of you may not know our story. A quick snapshot. A few years ago, Layla and I were actually living in the basement of a bar up here in Canada. Actually, a bar that's 2 minutes down the street from where we now have a beautiful big Victorian home. And we were living in the basement of a bar, playing music in a band. We had no contacts. We had no business. We had no future, no directive, no education. College dropout, high school dropout. And most would say we had no direction and real purpose in our life, but we had no meaning and no future of what we were going to be doing.
But we always kind of knew we would do something great. We always knew, we had that feeling inside of us that we were going to do something big. We were going to make a big impact on the world. I always knew, there's something that I'm meant to do with my life. And even when we were living in the basement of a bar, everybody else thought, we would never amount to anything. And everybody else, said we were, wasting our potential, or, we were not living up to what they expected us to be. But when we were really looking at it, we knew we just were looking for the right vehicle. Really looking for the right vehicle. And when you are covered in tattoos and you don't have that bachelor's degree on your wall and you don't even have a high school, actually,
I've got a high school degree.
No, he was just kicked out of like 4 different high schools, but he finally got it. So yeah, but when you have that, when people have associated that with you your whole life, it's interesting. So we found this awesome, incredible vehicle, and we just, we hit it with just hit the ground running. I remember our first experience with seeing internet marketing training.
Well, even before then, we've kind of went roundabout and come back and forward. When we first got started and introduced into the home-based business arena, we started total traditionally, door to door, in the mall, on the grind, friends and family, BS, and we sucked, we failed. And then we found the internet, we started marketing online, doing attraction marketing, and we started to generate some results both on the internet and in our MLM business. We then started to hammer the internet more and more, develop like a 10, 15,000, 20,000 a month income from different things, and then we decided to go back to traditional network marketing. I don't even know what we were thinking.
Well, what we were thinking was the fact that, yeah, we could create this brand online. We could create, $15,000 a month. But the systems that we were promoting were all backwards. It was this backwards method of attraction marketing where people were told to become the guru and, be someone that they're not. And they just couldn't duplicate it. It just wasn't duplicating it. So we looked at, okay, well, what's working? Okay, well, this big, huge company, they're doing offline, they're doing home parties, and they're crushing it. It's going viral. So we thought, okay, well, that must be what works. So we went to the top of that company, built our way up to the top, 5-figure a month earners in the company, and found out it was a nightmare.
What's pretty hilarious about that is the 8-9 months that we were running full-time traditional, we weren't doing anything with the Empower Network, but we were still making between $10,000 and $15,000 a month. Now, there's a big fat giant big ass disclaimer right here. Don't think you can do absolutely nothing and make money, but once you get to a certain degree in your business and you have smart working things in place, you can actually do as we did. We did nothing, but then with our focus shifted again, we came, we really took a look at what we were doing and the success rate of our team, our family, our personal happiness of where we wanted to be. So we came full tilt, 100% focused in the Empower Network and with our team and helping people change their life. Now, what I want to do right now is I want to share our screen for a sec, and I want to show you guys something pretty ridiculous. So we've earned, I think to date in the Empower Network, we have earned around 350 or 60,000 bucks, which is pretty sweet, pretty awesome for completely part-time. So Toby and Layla's income and around, oh, don't tell me he's doing that stupid thing again. Our total income for, there we go, around, let's just say 350 for numbers sake. Over 14 months, really only really being focused maybe 2 months. In our last network marketing company, we were doing, traditional network marketing company, we were doing on average every month in volume between 800,000 to $1 million in volume for that company. To make our best month in the company was 32,000. We were hovering around 28,000 a month. So we were making the company between $800,000 and $1 million a month in production sales. We were making 28,000. We were working between 8 and 14-hour days. We were working 7 days a week. We felt guilty when we took any time off. So we were basically slaves to our activities to make that 28,000.
You were actually only allowed to take time off in the middle of the month because you had obligations, you had responsibilities, you had to do 400 plus calls a day during these specific times. So it was really crazy, how much time we were investing into this business and seeing such a small return when. In contrast, you look over at the Empower Network side and 2 months of really going hard when this was building in the background.
So what everybody on here, I think, is team members. There may be some prospects trickled in. Either way, we want to reinforce to all of our team members and to the Team Take Massive Action team that where we're at with Empower, having 100% commissions, there is nothing like it. There is nothing like it. There's nothing like the Empower Network where you can put systems into place, follow the 1, 2, 3 action plan, and be able to make 100% commissions. And I mean, look we were working like dogs. We were working crazy amount of hours, and we were making less than 5% when you broke everything down on what we were making the company. It was absolutely
And how much
ridiculous.
did you have to reinvest to get your team? You were expected to reinvest this certain amount to get people to events and to travel every single weekend to a different city. That 28,000 was taken up very quickly by the expenses of running our team and being in people's homes and traveling all over the country. So it was an interesting contrast. And so when we finally sat down and we were actually forced into this decision, we were actually forced to make this choice, we had to look at our quality of life and also our return. It was like, okay, we're not even happy doing this. We were arguing like crazy. We would guilt trip each other like, you're not doing the work. You're not doing the work. No, you do the work. And it was like, okay, this is not our purpose. This is not why we were meant to be here to do 3-way calls for Aunt Betty. That just was not our bigger goal. So it's been awesome to finally come to that realization.
And that we told you that story for a very specific reason, to make sure that you are in the right place. We know you're in the right place with Empower, but I'm talking mentally. Are you living in purpose? Right now, I want you to take a second. And, I want you to think about what your why is, but I want you to think about your goal. What is your goal? Is your goal 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month? Maybe it's not financial. Maybe it's the security in this, or having the kids taken care of here, Whatever your goal is, bring that to the front of your mind right now. Bring it right here. But then ask yourself, what does that mean for you? So that goal that you have of why you're doing the Empower Network, what does that mean for you?
So let me ask you, because your goal, when Toby and I first started on the internet, his goal was to retire his parents. That was your goal. That was why we got started in it. That's why we moved to Florida from the basement of a bar, was to help Toby's parents get out of the crap that was going on in Florida. So now that you've been able to retire your parents and help your parents, now that you've actually achieved that, 3.5, 4 years later, what does that mean for you?
And it means true fulfillment of my life's purpose. True fulfillment in my life's purpose. Meaning that every day, no matter if I'm cranking in business or not, I feel like I'm doing exactly what I should be doing in life. Now, when someone would have asked me that question, I hadn't got there, I would have thought that it was a car, a watch, a house, an income level, something along those lines, not realizing that it's way more than that. So what I want you to do, before we kick it back to Chris, I want you to write down your goal of why you're doing the Empower Network. But then I want you to ask yourself the question, between 5 and 8 times, what does it mean for you? And what you'll get is you'll come down, write down, peel back all the layers, take off all the sunglasses, and you'll get right down to your true life's purpose and what you were put on this planet for. And when you harness that, you become Superwoman.
Yeah, that's so funny because if you guys saw the post I put out today, it was Superwoman. And I've been getting so much feedback, so many women I've never even met before, women on this awesome, team Take Massive Action. You guys do take massive action because you've been reaching out and you've been like, oh my gosh, connecting with me. It's been awesome. I love it. I love it. So just know that we've got some pretty cool stuff for the ladies that is about to roll out, and I am jacked about it. But we won't spill all the beans yet.
Kicking it back to you, Chris.
Can't spill all the beans yet.
Right on. Well, I've got some good news for those of you that are watching live. The original link, the servers that we crashed, are back up, so that's exciting. Just go on and get back. You can keep promoting. If you have people that want to watch live tonight, we're willing to spend a little bit of extra time training you, helping you, and I appreciate that, Layla and Toby. And yeah, the reason I say Layla and Toby is because we had a talk about this earlier, Layla, which is the internet marketing industry is generally dominated by men. Okay, traditionally it has been dominated by men, where you have industries like the home-based business industry, which is predominantly dominated by women. Anywhere where there's a stay-at-home type of a business, right? Or the network marketing industry. These industries are dominated by women. They're predominantly the big income earners. In fact, I might dig up this statistic while someone else is talking, but I just read in a recent article about in what industries do women actually make more money than men? Because there's this gender gap of, a lot of people think, okay, well, men make a lot more money than women. And as a whole, especially in America, that is true. But there's a lot of industries where women make a lot more than men, significantly more, often as much as twice as much. One of those industries, it's an interesting fact, is sales. In the business of sales, women tend to make more than men. So it's just what I want to say is, me and Layla were talking about this earlier, is 2013, here we are in February, 2013 is the year, especially with Empower Network, is the year that women are going to rise up. It's the year that women are going to also come in and dominate this industry. So if you want to position yourself on a curve of wealth, it's understanding that women with stay-at-home businesses that are they used to look for traditional businesses, are now going to be looking for opportunities like this. And if you can position yourself in front of that wave of wealth, think of it like just a flow of money that's flying right past you all day long. This flow of money is flying right past you. Well, if you can just position yourself right in front of that flow, and it bounces off your chest and it trickles into your pockets, that's how you're going to make some money. And women are definitely it. So absolutely, if there's a couple, I think we got to start. You got to call by the woman first. It's just so sorry about that, Toby, but Layla and Toby Black are
all about that, bruh.
Some huge leaders there. All right, well, let's keep it going. So this is exciting. I'm looking. We got a huge amount of live viewers on this YouTube stream. We've also now got a ton of traffic back on the team website. I want to go ahead and pass it on over to Chuck Marshall. Last week, we had Chuck Marshall on a Google Hangout. He broke down in depth direct mail advertising, and he broke down in-depth magazine advertising. How he literally, if you were to go to the bookstore right now, you were to go to your average bookstore and you were going to go to the home-based business section. In fact, I challenge you to do this. Go to your local bookstore, go to the home-based like opportunity section or small business section of the magazines, okay, and peel through the magazines, and I pretty much guarantee you'll find ads, full-page ads even, of Chuck Marshall. Chuck has figured out and dialed in the game of how to do offline advertising that leads into online funnels, and it's almost all fully automated to the point where in the last year to year and a half, he's made like $500,000. He's personally enrolled in his organization over 1,000 people personally, or right around 1,000 people, almost 1,000. So these numbers are staggering. The average person in this type of an industry is looking to enroll 1 or 2 people or 10 people, and that's definitely worth celebrating. But here's somebody who has cracked through and figured out how to enroll hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people and find massive leaders. And in fact, just the other day, Chuck Marshall enrolled somebody who literally in their first day enrolled like 100 people directly. So not only does he know how to do it, but he knows how to teach it and get results and find leaders. So Chuck, why don't you just take it away for a few minutes and share with us just like a summary, because we'll come back and do more training. Share with us a summary of sort of why 2013 is going to be the year and how people should be positioned to make 6 figures in 2013.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, thanks guys for having me on here, and Toby and Layla, it's awesome to be on the Hangout with you and Arthur, and yeah, like basically to go over what I shared last week. The reason why I like doing the offline marketing is because it's not something I have to babysit, okay? Because like I don't have to like tweak it every day and modify it all the time, and it's really easy. And once I do it, and once I place ads or do a mailing, and it goes out, the leads come in automatically. Like I don't have to do something every single day to have leads coming in. So like, I can focus on doing a different income producing activity, or I can go like play video games with my kids if I want. I re-up those. I have the ads in place. I have the ad copies created, and I just re-up them every month, and I just let the leads come in as they come. I know when the magazines are going to hit the stands. I know the ones that are direct mail. I know about the time of the month when they're going to hit, so I know when to expect certain lead flows. And it's awesome because it funnels people. Like you said, it goes from an offline marketing modality to an online sales funnel. And it seems kind of like there might be a disconnect there, but there really isn't. And oftentimes, in my opinion, a lot of the offline prospects that I get are I don't know if I'd say better quality, but but by the time they get to the funnel online, they've already been narrowed down. I mean, like if they go to the store, they look through the magazine rack, they pick out the one that I'm in, and they flip through all the pages and pick out my ad, and then either choose to go to the website or whatever the call to action is. Sometimes it's a text to opt-in campaign, or call a number and leave and then that number, the message redirects them to the website. Now, by the time they reach that point, to me that's already a pretty targeted lead, because they've already done a lot of the legwork. They qualify themselves. They're the ones that put in all the effort to get to the point of even coming to my website. So, and by the time they get there, I just let the squeeze page, the capture page, the funnel that we have with Empower do the rest. So that's even before Dave Wood had talked about the formula of getting 2 a day. I was already in the mindset of just, for me, it wasn't 2 a day. It was just like, I'm just going to focus on bringing people into the 25, and then all the upsell funnels from there, to the inner circle of Costa Rica, and then 15K back then that's when we had. Now we have the master scores too in there. But I just focused on bringing people to the 25 using the marketing that I was doing with offline, and then it just like the conversions happen by themselves, through the natural progression of the funnel. For people upgrading to the other product levels, and I still don't. I mean, I don't even have an assistant, which is one thing I've been putting off on getting, but it's like I don't call people up. I don't try to get them to buy more stuff. I just let whatever they're going to do, whatever they're going to buy, they buy. Whatever they feel comfortable with upgrading, and I'm always I'm there to help you know, but I like it because the marketing is automated. I don't have to babysit it, and it's also easy for me to teach people, and it's easy for them to duplicate. You know, so I can say, here's my ad copy, here's why I write these things the way I do, here's the ads I place them in, this is the positioning I like in these magazines, you know, in this magazine here, and how, you know, on the right-hand page all the time. Or if you have to do the smaller, start with a smaller ad, that's okay. I can show you how to make that one stand out too, against all the other ones back there that you're going to be working with. The same thing with like mailing. I have a good relationship with list brokers who know how to pull good lead, you know, good buyer list, opportunity buying lists from these different companies that sell lists. So I don't go buy my own lists. I use a broker that I've been working with for about 5 or 6 years that will go out and hand pick the list, because he knows like every 2 weeks, or, you know, every month, 2 months, or every quarter, there's a fresh list of names to mail. So I will do, you know, I use him for that, and then, you know, I use the mail house company that we work with together to do all the grunt work. I don't sit at home and, you know, and lick stamps and put on labels and do any of that stuff. I outsource all that stuff. That is one thing I do outsource, is that kind of stuff. I have all that stuff done for me. So again, I know like roughly what kind of responses that I can expect to get from a mailing campaign, which can be anywhere from like, you know, 1%, and the best I've had is like 3.8%. But it just all depends, you know, it depends on the list and the quantity and, you know, the ad copy and something, you know, like a couple different variables in there. But it's not something I have to tweak and manage all the time. And I really like that, because I don't want to, you know, get up. I don't want to have to be like a good computer every day and like saying, geez, what's going on and what do I have to do? You know, what's happening with this and that and the other. And I mean, so like that's just the way I've been taught. You know, I always thought from the beginning that, like, you know, I do paid marketing. It's like a part of a business. I mean, you pay for your advertising, you pay to spread the word, and then you get, you know, revenue back, and then you put a portion of that money back into your business again. And that's all I've been doing. And so it's easy for me to teach, because it's because I'm fascinated by how some of you guys do like a lot of the content free stuff. Like Chris, I know you made a lot with just like hardly spending much to do it. So to me, that's fascinating. You know, I think that's awesome. But as far as like why I think this year in 2013 is going to be the year, like, you know, a huge year for everybody, is like, you know, I've been in the industry for about 7 years now. I've been in Empower for about 14 months. And so by the time I found Empower, I'd been in the business for about 6 years, right? And I've been looking for something like Empower for 6 years. I've always, you know, I've jumped from thing to thing in the past, you know, opportunity to different business, to high ticket, low ticket. I've also done some network marketing stuff in the beginning. I was never very successful at it. I definitely never pounded it. Like, you know, told me lately, you guys are awesome for doing that. You know, I don't know if I'm lazy or, but I do not have that kind of that kind of work in me to be like doing the phones and stuff like that all the time. So you guys are awesome for doing that, you know. But I never been interested in that. So I mean, was never successful at like traditional, you know, network marketing where you like get 3 and they get 3 and, you know, whatever the case is. I mean, I remember I tried it with a long distance company. I don't know if I can say the name, so I won't, but, you know, it was a long distance service provider back when I was 18 years old, and I couldn't even get my grandma to switch the service, and it was cheaper than what she had at the time. But it's like, you know, and it was hard for me, being a younger guy, trying to tell somebody who's like 10 or 20 years older than me how I'm going to show them how, you know, they're going to better their lifestyle and make money, and I'm living at home with my mom and dad. You know, it's just it was a hard thing for me to do, like trying to do the belly to belly stuff. You know, so when I learned how to use the offline marketing, I went through 4 years of trial and error, guys. So I mean, don't think I just came out of the gate like this, because I haven't. I mean, anything that you can tell me, experience that you might have been through, I've done the same thing. I mean, I went through 4 years of trial and error, but when I got it, you know, finally exposed to you know, how to use, you know, sales funnels and systems, and, you know, to sort out the tire kickers and you know, do what I call like the grunt work for, you know, the selling and telling. That's when I really started having my first amount of success. Like when I started believing that, you know, okay, I can do it. I can make money in this industry and be successful. And from there, like that's what, even when I had started getting exposure to that and making some money, I still like never really knew, I wasn't really ever like extremely happy with anything I'd been in. You know, I knew what my purpose was. I knew like what my why was. And that was pretty obvious, because for me, it was when my wife called me when I used to work a job, and she said, hey, you know, we're pregnant, we're going to have a kid, and we hadn't planned on that whatsoever. It was a total surprise. we were barely able to take care of ourselves. And I was doing, working as a concrete dispatcher, and she was working as at the pharmacy in a Walgreens. If you guys don't know what Walgreens, like CVS Pharmacy or any other place like that, it's just, you make like $14 an hour doing that. And we were taking care of ourselves. And so when she told me we were going to have a child, that kind of shocked the system, and I didn't know where I was going. I didn't have any kind of future really per se where I was at the job. So I got back into looking into, into home-based business again. My focus was, okay, I want to do this for my children, because I don't want to be like scrimping and scraping and eking my way through life and having to decide in the grocery store, like, okay, should I get the generic Fruit Loops, or can I get the name brand ones? I didn't want to, I hated that. I didn't want to have to live that way. I mean, I just didn't want to have like, where money was like a thing that stopped us from living the way we wanted. I never cared about like being filthy rich, but it's been a huge blessing for me and my family. We've done very well. But some huge things changed for me too, even though like I know my why was always my family, my kids, but another big factor for me was at this last event in Austin. I've been to all the Empower events, including the Masters Retreat we did in Costa Rica. But in Austin, it was different. Like we did some additional training and stuff before the actual event, and I actually discovered more of like, my actual like purpose. I know that like Toby, Layla, you guys mentioned this a little bit earlier too, but for me it was like I always feel the need that I have to like prove myself around here to to my family, that like because they're always like, well, hey, how's your internet deal going? You still making money with your little internet thing? And so I always feel like I always have to prove something, even though like I live in like a house 4 times bigger than they do, and but they still don't. I feel like I never got the respect. I always felt like I didn't feel like, I didn't feel like I was important, or like what I was doing mattered, to other people, or even like to myself that much. So we went to Austin, and I kind of, got down into deeper, like what would it mean for me, like to reach these certain goals I want to reach, and at the end, what would it mean for me once I hit that, and what would it mean for me, from there on. And it was like, I found out that my honest purpose, besides providing for my family and being here for them, because, no matter how much money you make, you can never get any more time back, right? So, but besides that, I wanted to, my goal, my purpose is to feel great about myself, and know that what I'm doing is helping other people, and I'm helping lift other people up and empower them. And we definitely have that here with Empower Network. And that goal is so far removed from like a monetary goal for me, as far as like I want to have this much money, or have this kind of, I want to make, have a 6-figure month, or I want to do this, that. I mean, it's so far removed from that. But what's interesting though, guys, is that now, I'm more clear on my purpose, but the money is getting better. And so it's like, I understand more of my purpose and what I want to do, but in correlation with that, my income is actually increasing too. So what we have with Empower Network is unlike anything I've ever been a part of before. I mean, the community that we have here with everybody that's on this panel looks like LT just jumped on too. And with like just what we have here, I've never experienced this before. It's like the best thing I've ever been a part of, the best community I've ever been a part of. The products that we sell are awesome. They're worth more than what we sell them for, 100%. And I feel excellent, because for me personally, I have a really solid purpose now of what I'm doing, and I feel excellent about what I'm doing, and I love helping other people, and the money's just getting better as a result of all of that, guys. So, what we have here with the Empower Network in 2013 and all the stuff we've got here, I can't wait to see where we're headed. I know we got some exciting stuff that we're going to be going over tonight too. But man, Chris, I don't know what much more to say. I probably could ramble for the rest of the night, but it's but yeah, I'm extremely happy to be here, guys, and I look forward to it. You guys are in the right place here for Empower Network in 2013. There's no doubt about that. So.
Right on, right on. So I do see that LT did join us. LT, we're going to come to you in just a moment here. I wanted to let Arthur say a couple things real quick, and then we're going to jump over to you. Arthur, why don't you jump out just for a minute and just real quickly, for those of you who don't know, Hurricane Arthur over here with the Mohawk, sporting the Mohawk on tonight's hangout. I thought that's pretty cool. And Hurricane Arthur, have you ever heard or seen these emails go out or these videos go out that say like, oh, we're going to teach you how to make $1,000 a day. Just follow this system. You're going to make $1,000 a day. Well, how many of you are like me and you see it, and it's like you kind of don't believe it right off the bat. It seems a little bit unreal, but you're interested, so you want to check it out, but it still seems unreal. Well, Arthur basically in the last, I think it was right around 40 days, okay, he's made over $40,000 in the last 40 days. Okay, over $40,000 in the last 40 days. So he's currently a living example of the $1,000 a day model and just crushing it out. And some days are even more than $1,000, right? So over $1,000 a day, just like clockwork on average. And this is done online. And most of what he does is automated. Sure, he does. We've all got a little bit of elbow grease in our business, but a lot of what he does is automated as well. So Arthur, why don't you jump out for a couple minutes and just share why you're so excited about 2013 and any six-figure tips that you have for other people that want to experience $1,000 days like you.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I really appreciate it, and everyone that's on this hangout. I appreciate you guys, sticking on and staying on here with us. I know we had some issues and some technical errors. These things happen, and I really appreciate you guys, sticking on and staying, staying on like on a, I don't know what today is, Tuesday night on the East Coast. It's 10:45 at night, and just hanging around until we got this thing going. One thing, Chris, about me is I'm all about collaboration. I'm all about, people coming together, and, I don't believe in competition. I believe we can all work together and collaborate. And I just love, seeing Chuck and Toby and Layla and Lawrence and, Team Take Massive Action and us here on this hangout right now, just, providing value to the team and doing some training and providing some cool tips. I'm actually looking at my numbers, Chris. Since January 1st, today's February 12th, I think. So I think that's like, I don't know, 42 or 43 days. I've made $48,500 since the beginning of the year. And for those of you that do know my story, some of you might not know my story. We joined Empower Network in the beginning of June. It was Chris, myself, Peter Sorensen, and George Bailey. The four of us. We went to Atlanta, Georgia. We went to that event, and we decided that we wanted to, start this team Take Massive Action, and we all kind of co-founded the team. What ended up happening was Chris really ran with it, right, Chris? I mean, you really like took off, and it was catch up to Chris. Was kind of a stretch, and I kind of watched Chris do his thing and work his full-time job and have kids and have a family, and I didn't really have any excuses of why I can't do it. I just wasn't doing it on that level that Chris was doing it on. And it wasn't until it was after San Diego, I went on a trip with Dave and Dave. We went to Singapore, and what happened to me was I actually left my phone at home. And I know some of you on the hangout know this feeling. You leave your phone at home, you go out to the store. Well, I left my phone at home and I went to Singapore, which is literally halfway around the world. And I know you guys know what that feels like. You feel like you're naked, like you don't have anything. It took me out of my comfort zone. It made me actually have to communicate and have to talk and have to have a conversation for a longer period of time than I'm used to. And I really got a chance to really get to know Dave and Dave. And it sparked the fire in me. I really got excited about what Empower Network is doing. I really got excited about wanting to build Empower Network. I really got excited of outsourcing my business more so I could focus on Empower Network more and do it more full time. And I knew that I couldn't do it full time, but I knew that I wanted to focus on it. And when we got back from Singapore, it was right at the very end of October, and the contest launched. And one of the things that I know, in business is leverage. Leverage the contest, leverage the leaderboards. I saw Chris do this for the San Diego contest, and he hit in the top of the leaderboards. And I just started running. And, Chris just said, making $1,000 a day seems unreasonable, but, I didn't make that right out of the gate. But I just focused on, we focus in Team Take Massive Action on the 3 C's, right? We focus on creating traffic, capturing leads, and converting sales. I have my own personal 3 C's. I made a commitment, so I made a decision. I got really committed to the process of what I'm about to endure, what kind of marketing strategies I'm about to implement, how I'm going to build my team, different things that I'm going to put in place to have an ongoing schedule. I created the conviction, I created the belief in Empower Network and what I was about to do. I created the belief in Team Take Massive Action. I believed in all of you that were going to join my team. I believed in all of you that weren't even part of my team. I was reaching out to some of you, and you guys know who you are. I was just reaching out to you. I wasn't making any money off of helping you, but I was reaching out because I needed to build my conviction up. I needed to really believe in this opportunity. And then the last thing was consistency, which a lot of people don't have. They don't have the consistency, and they wonder why their results aren't there. They wonder why they can't make $500 to $1,000 a day every single day. It took a lot of consistency. Every single day I had a couple of things I needed to do as far as my income producing activities. I needed to get on Facebook and send out my Facebook feelers. I needed to focus on doing some blogging. I needed to post an ad on Craigslist, which is part of my personal marketing strategy. And I needed to focus on team building, something I've become really good at. And so those 3 C's for me is what helped me go from, in October 27th, making barely anything from June till October. Then from October to February 12th, clearing $70,000. And it's remarkable, Chris. I mean, and everyone that's on here, it's remarkable because I said it right before we started. It's like, it's not a lot of money, but then I looked at it and it's like, that is a lot of money. I don't know a lot of opportunities where I started and in 3.5 months I made 70 grand. I mean, I've been in high ticket sales, and it takes a while to build up to those kind of numbers. It takes a while to get to $10,000 a month. I had a $10,000 month, like my second month after actively building. I had a $15,000 month. Last month in January, I made over $30,000. My third month. I'm on track this month to do $40,000. I mean, it's just mind blowing what's possible here. But for me personally, everyone asks me the question. I hate this question. What's the secret, right? My secret is it's commitment, it's conviction, and it's consistency. And I'm going to leave it at that for now. Maybe we could jump into some more like technical tips later. But Chris, thanks for having me come out on this hangout. Thanks all you guys for being here with us. And I'm excited about this collaboration. I'm excited about what we're about to create in 2013. And like Chuck said, yeah, it's about the money to an extent because I know what the money can do for me. But it's more about the team for me. It's more about what we can create together. So, Chris, back to you, man.
Right on, right on. Yeah, it's awesome. And for those of you that don't know, Arthur, he currently lives in New York. He's traveled all over. He moves like every 6 months to a year. He likes just different locations. But and just at the end of this month here, literally in just a couple weeks, Arthur, you're going to be moving somewhere outside of the United States. So in 2 weeks, where are you going to be living?
I'm going to be living in Costa Rica, and it's going to be my first time living outside of the U.S. I've lived in 16 different cities in the last 5 years. So.
Jeez. Right on, yeah. So he's just chosen him and Peter Sorensen, two partners here in Team Take Massive Action, just decided, hey, we can live anywhere in the world if we want to build an internet business, as long as there's an internet connection. We can live anywhere in the world. So they got this beautiful house on a hill with a swimming pool in the backyard. Just every day wake up to amazing views. Get out and enjoy life a little bit and still work a business. So that's another one of the benefits of internet marketing is that once you figure it out, once you actually crack the code and figure out what Arthur calls the secret, you could really live anywhere you want in the world. You could start having more options, more time freedom. Like for me as a dad, we actually got a few dads here on the line with us. For me as a dad, that's one of my favorite things, being able to spend all day with my kids. As obviously I still have commitments. I still have a job that I work full time, and I still have this business. Don't get me wrong. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a worker. Okay, but being able to have that flexibility to work around the schedule of my children and be able to do that. Whereas traditionally, if you have a job, you're dictated by that job. Instead of having the flexibility to be like, okay, hey, I want to go with my kids to the park for an hour in the middle of a day on a Monday. When you are an entrepreneur and you figured it out, you can make those kind of decisions and make those decisions, but with money, not without money. A lot of you, if you're unemployed, you experience that kind of freedom. But with money, it's totally different. It's a totally different experience. So I know we got LT on the line. Well, look, how about this? We've got all of us on the line right now, okay? This is how we wanted to kick it off. Now, for those of you, a lot of you have just joined us in the last 15 minutes of those. So let me just do a quick recap for those of you that are just joining us. I was looking at the statistics right now. If you're watching live, we've got well over 1,000 unique IP addresses that are watching live right now on our team site. So I can't even go in there and count them all, but it's over 1,000 people are watching live on the team site. Currently, 341 people are watching on this secondary YouTube channel. When it's all said and done, there's probably, 1,500 if I were to count it up, maybe 2,000, okay? And this is after an hour-and-a-half long server crash where the server completely crashed. We had to rebuild it, reboot it up. We had to resize it, get it bigger. to be able to host this massive traffic that we're creating. We literally, collectively here, this group and our teams collectively promoted so much traffic that we crashed the servers. Now, I'm going to make a very conservative guess and tell you that tonight we would have had over 5,000 people attending live. Over 5,000 on a Tuesday night. You know, during, get this, during the State of the Union address that the president's doing at simultaneous times. It's crazy. This is a sneak peek at what you're able to do when you figure it out. When you figure out what it takes to create a six-figure income in 2013, when you figure out how to turn on these floodgates, this is what's possible. Heck, we didn't even know that this is what's possible. I already had my own private dedicated server at Rackspace to host all of this. It was already an upgraded package. I have another site at HostGator that's currently doing 1 million visitors a month. Or not HostGator, that's where I switched from. At Rackspace, that's doing 1 million visitors a month. I know what it's like to handle massive traffic. I just didn't know we were going to scale it up this big. So let me kind of preface this, then I'm going to turn over to LT. As leaders, we got together and said, what would happen if we literally got together and started doing training, started doing things more collectively instead of us each doing our own things? What would happen, right? Well, we didn't know we'd be crashing servers left and right, but what would happen? And we just got to talking. A few of us got to talking. Last week, brought out Chuck. That went out really well. He taught the team. And so I want to turn over to LT. LT is going to kind of share the rest of that conversation, where it went. But we got our brains together and said, what could we do in 2013 to turn it up a notch, to be able to help the average person to be able to finally make money online? And we're talking about you right now. We're talking about the average person, the average stay-at-home mom, you know, the average person that doesn't even know how to type like this. You might be typing like this, okay? And we want to go on a mission to help you make money online. And we want to create more six-figure income earners in 2013 than we've ever seen created before. So LT, why don't you jump out? For those of you that don't know Lawrence Tam for the last year and a half has been one of the all-stars of Empower Network. His story is phenomenal. He worked it part-time while being a full-time engineer, and he's got a wife and kids at home, okay, and he's a big family man. He doesn't sacrifice that. He's got 3 kids, and believe me, family is his first priority so far and everything I've learned about him. It's awesome. On the side of all of that, he squeezed out enough time to crush out a massive income. It was like $750,000 in earnings. It's just crazy what he's been able to do, and that's just in Empower. He's even got additional revenue sources. So LT, you're a heavy hitter. I want you to come out and just continue the story from our conversation of where could we take this, and you know, and also if anybody else wants to chime in, feel free to come off mute for this part so we could all just kind of chime in and talk about collectively what we want to do here in 2013. Take it away, LT.
And thank you. I was just sorry I'm a little late, but it seems like we got a lot of people still here, and it's just a testament that I believe a lot of people kind of understand where we want to go. It's not about making some quick sales. We're actually here to help you just crush it. Personally, myself, I've actually hit the income goals I set aside. I wanted to make $12,000 a month, and doing that months ago, on the first couple of days, I saw something that could really help a lot of people, not just like some people, but a lot of people. And I did it part-time, and it's like, if I can do it, who struggles to even convince my wife that, hey, internet marketing is probably a pretty good resource for us to tap into to make some money, I had to just show her what is possible. And I want to show you what is possible. I don't know if we've said the income disclaimer thing before, but I'm going to say income disclaimer. I've put in about 750 people at a $25 package, made about $700,000. That's about $900 per $25. So if you're a network marketer looking at this, you're like, what the heck? And it's true, because you can't make that in network marketing unless you have hit the jackpot with somebody. I didn't hit jackpot with anybody. We just build teams, we cultivate you, and we go, well, it's just me, right? I mean, how do we take my mojo and get it bigger? So I started listening to the Inner Circle like you're supposed to, and I started going to, like, well, what else can I listen to that is in the same kind of like light? I was listening to Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon Hill was talking about batteries. Batteries usually come in pairs or in fours, or they come in groups. And I'm like, well, I myself have my own charge. How do I find other people who are set like me? When I say set, I mean, how do I get people who think like me? work really fast, are impatient about things because we want to get things done faster, 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 always increasing our craft regardless of how good other people see us as. See, I see myself as a normal guy. I'm a retired mechanical engineer, married to my high school sweetheart, have 3 kids, but I have, like, my assistant tells me, so my assistant picks up the phone for me, and she's like, you don't know what people think. They think you're like some unreal person. I'm like, you know me for years. I'm just a guy who wants to really transport what I have to others. But I felt like there was a bottleneck. Why? I don't want to work 24 hours a day. And there's a reason for that. Not because I don't love you. I love you. But if I work 24 hours a day and I'm up here and you're down here, that doesn't give you much hope to where you're going. Do you want to make $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, but you get 100 phone calls and you work 24 hours a day? What fun is that? You don't have time to spend your money. Here's an example. Now, people call me the frugal Asian, but a little money kind of changes that. Now, how does it change that? Here's a true story. My microwave broke. My microwave, there's like a little spinning fan on top, right? And what the guy told me was this thing spins to distribute the microwaves. I didn't realize you had to have that, but it's like a metal deflector plate. And the deflector plate stopped, and it started just melting this one piece, and it was like, well, okay, you can't use that. A part will be mailed to you in about 5 days. And my wife looked at me and goes, I need to sanitize my pumping bottle, right? It's sanitized like 3-4 times out of a day. I need to have this, right? And before, the engineer who didn't have him powered have been, you think we can like go to your mom's house or something and I'll just microwave it? You know what I mean? We'll just microwave it, sanitize it quick, and just like, or maybe we'll just boil it, right? Versus yesterday, we just bought a secondary microwave to have for 5 days. Now, it's not a lot of money. It's like $100, but that would never have crossed my mind, right? Without being like, wow, I'm free. And it's not like I spend crazy money. It's just I can buy a second microwave because the first microwave broke. And we want to show you these things, like, but how can I do that if I'm spending time with my baby today? I had like an hour and a half walk. Now, that's not good for you because you don't get me. But instead of me giving you all of myself, I'm only one person, I wanted to attract other leaders who have skill sets that are stronger than mine. People who work just as hard, if not harder, those who have sponsored more people and who have built teams that are bigger. So the Super Friends kind of matched, right? I don't think I'm Superman. I think I'm like Aquaman. I'm just a dude who just kicks it, you know what I mean? And so I've assembled, hey, how about let's pitch, let's group up so we can share resources. And oh yeah, you're really good with Craigslist. You're good with programming. You're really good with building teams, and you can sponsor a whole lot of people. Let's just all come together and let's just see what we can do to help the average person really explode.
So what we did was we all came together. Why don't we come off mute? Why don't I turn over to Toby and Layla, actually. Toby and Layla want to show you something. And what I want to do is turn over to them. Why don't you guys jump out, Layla? Why don't we start with you? And why don't you show them what you have back there? And why don't we share some news of what's going to happen here in 2013?
Okay.
First off, I want to congratulate Lawrence about buying that microwave. Thanks to Empower. That's a huge step. Anybody that knows LT before Empower to now, that's a huge mental shift. Huge mental shift. Guys, we have, as you were seeing in the marketing, we have a very important announcement. And there's a reason that we wanted to make sure that we had everybody on here before we said anything, because we think of you guys as family. We never make any decision whether to move forward or to step aside or do whatever in our business without thinking about our family members, our team members. We understand and we take great responsibility in knowing that every decision we make can affect you and your family's life. Every decision we make in our business or every decision we don't make can affect you and your family's life. So what we've been doing for the past couple of weeks is Lawrence, Layla, and I, we've been looking at what can we do that can impact our family and our friends and our team members the best way possible. So we were doing research into outside system here, outside system there, traffic source here, traffic source there. I'm sure a lot of LT and Layla and I's people on here right now are nodding their heads saying, yes, we've been going through this big journey. And at the end of the day, all we were trying to do is help more people make more money, but live the life and true purpose. So we're researching, we were diving through, and it actually was sparked in Austin when Lawrence, Chris, and Peter, another leader in Team Take Massive Action, we went out and we went golfing. And we were just talking about this and talking about that. And then when Layla and I were in New York City last weekend, we sat down with Arthur. We had some great food, we had some great eats, but more importantly, we were chit-chatting. And the results that their team was putting together was blowing every single team, not just in Empower, out the water, but anything on the internet. And I put it up to anything in the home-based business arena to take the brand new person from point A, knowing nothing, with no big warm market, with no big internet list, with no experience, and taking them to be where they're making $500, $1,000, $1,500 a day, having their first $10,000 month. There is no one better than the Team Take Massive Action team. So we're sitting back thinking to ourselves, well, what the hell can we do? Can we buy these guys? Can we pay them to come in? What can we do? Can we have them train the team? And we're just so blessed that obviously these guys are like, you know what, let's collaborate. And at first it was just going to be an awesome training like this. And then we're like, you know what? With Chuck, with Arthur, Chris, Lawrence, Layla, and I, and the Team Take Massive Action leaders, what could we do if we came together? And we all kind of sat back and we're all like, what could we do? And to me, the first thing that I thought of was the Power Rangers. Now, some of you may watch the Power Rangers still, or some of you may have kids or nieces or nephews that watch the Power Rangers. And if you watch it, there's this maybe there's six, I think there's 5 or 6.
There's 5 and then there's a white
awesomely badass, crime-fighting superheroes who by themselves are freaking awesome. They get stuff done, but when they come together, that's when they move mountains. When they come together, that's when they change everything. When they come together, that's when they defeat any baddie, any hater, any wussy, any other company. When they come together, that is when they were able to do absolutely everything that they ever wanted in life and help more people. So from the Black and Tam collaboration, and now we want to announce, can we do a drum roll?
Should I pop it? Okay.
We want to announce that Lawrence, Tam, Toby, and Layla, our teams are merging with Team Take Massive Action, my friends. And just like wait, give that to me. I'm not trusting Layla with that. We'll end up with a broken screen. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Just like we do everything in the Toby and Layla, the Black household, we like to celebrate. And guys, we'll pass it over to Lawrence because I know he has something on the tip of his tongue he wants to share.
Yeah, man. I mean, this was not easy. All right, this was not easy. And putting egos aside and just putting our pride aside, what is our bigger vision? Our bigger vision is to having grandmas come in and just crush. Having people see $1,000 a day, that's weenie. Who in direct sales says $1,000 a day is weenie? We do, because we make $3,000. We'll show you how to make $3,000 in a day. Totally possible. We'll show you how to do that. But look, on just looking at pure numbers, I knew I could help more people by integrating other people, their skill set into ours. So Project Mayhem, we'll still have resources there, but it's no longer going to be put into that as a resource to grow. We're going to be funneling everything back into Team Massive Action to build a bigger, unified team. If you just look to this side, the guy who's a boss has 1,000 personals. Black and Tam right here, we have 1,000 personals. Combine us, we have 2,000 people coming into Team Massive Action because we are here to just dominate everything out there. All right? I mean, so what does that mean for you? That means for you, if you're watching this right now, there's probably a button on top you'll probably want to push to join our team. It's a team gig. It's not about, let me just join this. No, you'll get all of us. We'll be going on and doing our trainings on the same platform to help us focus on the things we really want to do. And when you see us, it's not just one entity anymore. Now we're more like Voltron, coming together, blasting things out, and we really want to help you, and this is why we did it. We could have easily just been at our own little house, separated. Now we have a mega complex that we want to be able to share with you, and the stuff we're rolling out is gangster.
I love it. You guys, first of all, just fired up. Fired up. Here, last week we brought out Chuck, and the team went wild because Chuck Marshall joined Team Take Massive Action. Now we've got Layla, we've got Toby, we've got Lawrence, we've got all of their teams, all of our teams coming together with a superhero team. This is literally the team of dreams. This is the superhero team. This is a collaboration. Now, we're not trying to be better than any other team. We're not trying to outdo any other team. What we're trying to do is we're saying, what if we all got together and we went on a mission to help provide so much support, so much training, so much hands-on, peek over the shoulders of success for the newest person. I heard Lawrence Tam phrase it better than everybody. He says, you know what we need to do in 2013? We need to build teams instead of just slamming people in the business. You got to move away from this model of, just slamming people in businesses, which I'm not saying everybody was doing that. I'm saying it happens. It just happens by default. When you're just by yourself and you're out placing ads, you can't manage everything yourself. But if we came together and created one of the best support hubs and training hubs and created one of the best bonuses for every new person that comes on board in Team Take Massive Action to help them grow their internet marketing empire, especially just with Empower Network, this is complimentary as a bonus on top of that for being in Team Take Massive Action, what could happen? What could happen? How big could we take this? So this is some of the most exciting news. I wish I had a glass right now so I could have Layla pour me some of that. In fact, maybe I should. Layla, pour me in some of that champagne there. That looks pretty good. No, I mean, Layla, I know you had something to say there. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no. I knew you were just like busting at the seams, so it's all cool. Yeah, it's funny because I've had some moments in my life where, I knew that I was meant to be there. I knew I was meant to experience that. I knew I was meant to be at that place at that time with those people. And this is like one of those moments. We've been talking about this, and when the idea sparked, it got me really, really excited. And the reason wasn't, like you said, it's not like for some ego fest of like global domination or anything like that. What it is how can we help more people? How can we make sure that everyone that's coming in is getting all the best information, the best systems in place, the best training? They're getting what they need without creating, like we said, all these crazy systems for ourselves where we're managing that, where we're leading that. Now as a community, as a force, with our leaders and your leaders and all of these incredibly talented people that we have in this team now, it's just, I'm so amazed at how many people's lives are going to change from this moment on. From this moment on, it's a brand new course that, you have the ability to hit that reset button and say, okay, time to turn it on. Game on. It is time now. And 2013, this is the place to be. And when we got on the phone, I think it was a couple days ago, and we started talking about the super women, and we started talking about taking this women's movement on a global scale and just how many women's lives we can change, it just gave me those butterfly feelings, like, yes, we are in the right place at the right time with the right people. 2013, it's game over,
Absolutely. And I want you to think about right now a time in your life where maybe you were in the gym, maybe you were in the services, maybe you were in a sports team, and you had been going maybe half the way, 75%, but not really going all out. And then you hit your wall, and then you pushed through to go through to the next side. I want you to think about a time like that in your life. And for me, I can think back when I was playing ice hockey, and we were coming down. It was a very important game. We were coming down to the last few minutes, and everybody was just exhausted. If you played any sport before, you know when you get to the end of the season, when you're in playoffs, you're running on fumes. You are just absolutely done in. And then it's not a battle of fitness, it's a battle of will and mentality. We were in a very important game. We were coming down to the wire. I thought I was at my maximum. I couldn't go any further. And rather than me thinking about the pain in my legs, the pain in my chest, and all these different things, I thought about what it would be like to break through and get that trophy and win the national championship with our team. So rather than me thinking about all the circumstances and things that were happening to me, I visualized what was on the other side of that pain barrier. I visualized what was on the other side of that breakthrough. I visualized what was the other side of that breakthrough. And lo and behold, I broke through that barrier. I pushed through, and I went through to the other side. That's what we have right now. Maybe you need to hit the reset button in your business. Maybe you're going full steam and you're like, you know what? Now I can step it up even more. I can break through another barrier. And we're just really, really excited to see what's about to happen with this team all coming together and basically becoming the major Power Ranger and just absolutely dominating. So we want to kick it back to you, Chris.
Well, let me kick it back over to my side over here with Chuck and Arthur. Why don't we start with you, Chuck? Why don't you guys just chime in for a minute? In a minute we're gonna get into some announcements of some visionary things that we're able to do when we come together. We're gonna get into that. Actually, I don't know if Lawrence has something here. Maybe he even Lawrence is messing around with some drawings there. We might come back to that in a second. Yeah, Chuck, Marshall. Let me turn it over to you real quick, and then Arthur, and let's get some of your thoughts real quick, and then when we're wrapped up with this team and announcement, we're going to envision maybe a little bit more training for the night, and I'm just flat out excited. This is big things. If you're watching this right now and you're part of this big collective massive action movement, it's game over in 2013. Bottom line.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys, I couldn't hear.
Yeah, Chuck, if you want to jump out, my friend, share your thoughts and how you see, this incredible merger panning out for everybody.
Well, this is great. I mean, okay, I got my red. Can I get some drink in this cup? I got my red Dixie. Wait, all right, cool. I appreciate it. No, I'm so excited about this. When I had heard that this was going to be happening, I was like, what? I was like, texting people. I was like, is it? No, it was awesome because you guys, Toby, Layla, Lawrence, you guys were gracious enough to let me and the team, my team that showed up to the event in Austin, come be a part of like what you guys were doing and getting to know you all three of you better at that event. I was like, well, you guys are awesome. I just I wanted to, if anything, like if we could be friends, But then. And seeing the way you guys work and how you motivate your teams and how you do what you do for your people, when I found out we would be able to team up and bring that whole element together over here, I was just like, this is awesome because, like you guys know, I mean, I have like, about 1,000 personally enrolled people, but like what we call like our long-term value for me is like $520. But like someone like Lawrence, yours is like double that, man. I mean, almost double that. So. And I'm humble enough to admit, I mean, I know I don't know everything. And I think the minute you stop trying to better yourself, you're no longer that good, So I know that I don't know everything. And so there's obviously something you guys know, like, what you do and how, with the culture you create amongst your group and your team is, you got something there that I don't have. And so like, we all each bring like these different skill sets to this team, and we're going to just be able to help so many people with it. It's like you said, we're each Power Ranger come together, we make that Megazord guy, the big guy that can do anything, overcome any objective or any object. So I'm stoked. I mean, you guys are awesome. This whole team is awesome, and I've been looking for this feeling as far as like being a part of this, like a family, a community. I mean, we have in Empower, we kind of have that as a whole, but like there's people we can work with close together on a daily basis, weekly basis. I mean, I love it. I'm stoked, man. As soon as I heard this was going to be a possibility, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I was, it was crazy. I started like texting people and calling people, on Facebook, and I'm like, well, Lawrence was, I was like, hey dude, is this really true? The same with you, Toby. I was doing the same thing, and I was like, oh, this is just crazy. So, yeah, again, I mean, you guys are in the right place, definitely right place, right time in Empower Network, and we're here just to be a better service to you guys, because like we all have different skill sets. We come together and be able to help a ton of people. And that's why I'm stoked about this year, 2013. And I think, Toby, like what you had said, I heard you say this before, and I loved it. Is like, everything that you want in life is like right outside that comfort zone, right? And I've done a lot of, last year I've grown a lot. I've done a lot of things that I wouldn't normally consider out my comfort zone. Even just doing like a Google Hangout, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I don't want to do that. I wouldn't normally want to do that, or I wouldn't want to get up and stage in front of 4,000 people and talk for 30 minutes. But I meet these things that would be fears or challenges to me. I meet them, I do them, I overcome them, and I grow. Every time we do that, I grow. And like I said, part of it too, my income has been is increased in correlation with that. I think there's definitely something to that there. So like with everything that we have, like whatever different strengths and weaknesses, we come together, we can meet those, overcome them, match them together, and just help a ton of people. So I'm totally stoked about this. I could probably talk for another 45 minutes, but it's probably isn't it midnight somewhere or whatever? Well, I can stay up forever. I don't have to get up tomorrow for a job. So, I'm extremely happy to be here. This is an awesome announcement. I'm super excited.
Right on, right on. Arthur, you got something to chime in with?
I just, I kind of subtly touched on this before. I'm just, it's just really exciting watching the comments come in the group. People are just blown away by this, but I got kind of I don't know if you guys can see, I got a little bit of this evil grin going on right now because I know what we're about to do, and it's not evil, obviously. I'm excited because we're about to put our minds together. We're about to put some campaigns together. We're about to grow this team to levels that I can't even imagine what's about to happen. I don't know if I know personally I spent some time with you, Chuck, in Austin. We spent some time talking and connecting together, and I'm really happy that I got a chance to connect with Toby and Layla in New York City just a couple of weeks ago. I think it was last week or the week before. And sometimes you just feel like you have this gut feeling that you got to figure out a way to work with someone. And I just felt like that with you guys last week, whenever that was. And I felt the same way like that with you, Chuck, too, back in Austin. And I just knew that we had to figure it out. And I know we've been back and forth talking, and Chris, we've been back and forth talking. Peter and George, all of us have been talking. And we're like, how can we make this happen? How can we bring this together? How can we work together as a team? How can we merge? How could this look? And then Empower comes out with the API and comes out with some cool new stuff that we haven't launched yet, that we're going to be talking about pretty soon, and it's becoming more and more possible, and it's just exciting that it's happening right now in the beginning of 2013, before Chicago, before the next event, and I'm just excited. I'm just excited about what we're about to do. I'm excited about some of the stuff we're about to announce on this Hangout that we haven't announced yet, of what we're putting together for everyone, and that's it, man. So I'm gonna bring it back to you, but I don't show excitement the same way that you do. I know that you know that about me, but deep down, I'm excited, and I know that you know that. So that's all.
Actually, this is the most excited I think I've ever seen you, because the eyes actually opened up a little bit wider. It's pretty cool.
All right.
Hey, okay, so look, we got everybody on. It's late. We got started literally an hour and a half late because we shut down the servers, crashed them like crazy. It was funny because we each know what we can individually do in terms of driving traffic, so we know how to plan for things, what to expect. But when you all come together, and then we had this crazy idea last minute, literally last minute, yesterday. Hey, what if instead of it just being for the team, what if we opened it up for brand new people too, to kind of eavesdrop and just hear this announcement and get some training? We're all take massive action people, so it took us, literally 2 seconds. We're like, yeah, let's just open it up. So created affiliate links and everything, put it out there, and just the floodgates open. I mean, like crazy. So we would have essentially had probably 5,000 minimum, conservatively, maybe as many as 10,000 attendees watching the live event, the live, not the recording, but the live. Right now, though, it's like, geez, we got, who knows how much, 1,500 to 2,000 still with us, 2.5 hours later. And some of you hung out for an hour, over an hour, just literally idle time. The site wouldn't load. We were trying to get things going, so we didn't have time to communicate with you. So this is the loyalty. This is the loyalty that each of our own individual organizations have. Imagine what's going to happen when we bring everybody together. I want to put a couple thoughts into your mind for those of you that are watching right now. Imagine Chicago. Just think for a minute about Chicago. Just wrap your brain around the idea of what we could do for a team party. What we could do for team training. What we could do if we synergize and got everybody together. How exciting is Chicago going to be? I mean, some of you were on the fence about whether or not you're going to go to Chicago. I mean, game over. You're going to Chicago. I mean, it's just not even, it's not an option anymore. In fact, we're gonna start, instead of just being all loose with the business, one thing we agreed on, we're gonna be straight talk. Here on out, see, a friend tells you what you want to hear, but a mentor tells you what you need to hear. And collectively, this superhero lineup is not here to just tell you a bunch of loose fluff, okay? We are here to tell you what you need to hear. We're going to be straightforward with you. We're going to tell you what it takes to succeed. We're going to lead by example, and we're going to show you ourselves. And it's going to be up to you if you want to run along with us on our pace, because we're not going to slow down and walk. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go at a moderate pace that every single person, even the average person, should be able to go with. We're going to show you step by step. We're gonna take you along with us. Here's exactly how you set up your AWeber. Here's exactly how you do your emails. Here's exactly our best lead sources. We're just gonna open it all up, and we're gonna say, do you want to play on the six-figure level in 2013? See, we fully expect you to make six figures in 2013. That is our goal. Not everybody will. Some of you that join our team are gonna make no money. It's just a matter of fact. Some of you are gonna make no money. And that's straight talk, right? Some people in this industry make no money. Some of you are going to make some money, maybe enough to, pay some bills or reimburse your costs. Some of you are going to make good money. Maybe you're going to make, $1,000 here, $5,000 there. Some of you are going to make big money, gangster money, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month. You got to decide which group you want to be in. See, we can't force you all to be in this big gangster money type pile. You got to choose where you're going to be. Because you know what? We put the income disclaimer everywhere that we go. We even show it on our site. We even put it down on the bottom. And we have it live and active. The reality is that some people clearly make no money. But here's the good part about freedom and free enterprise. It's your choice which group you want to be in. It's your choice if you want to step it up and be in the group that makes money or not. That's what I love about being an entrepreneur. I could be the guy who's sitting at home on my couch complaining about why it's not working for me, or I could be the guy that looks at Chuck Marshall and looks at Lawrence Tam and looks at Layla and Toby Black and says, hey, they've figured something out. I'm going to hang on to their coattails and I'm going to run with this thing. And that's why I've got two kids under 2. You might have even heard them in the background. I mean, one of them's still up right now. And, I've got a full-time thing there. I still have my full-time job. I still work about 60 hours a week on my full-time job. Part-time on the side of all of that. I've been in this business 8 months. Just last month in January, made $60,000, 60 grand in a month part-time. What other opportunities do you know where you could have somebody have a full-time job, a full-time family, and make $60,000 in a month part-time? Where do you know that? Well, how's that possible? I saw Lawrence Tam do it. I don't know what his exact monthly numbers were, but I watched him balance a family. I watched him balance his engineering job and still crush out, big 5-figure months here with Empower. So I knew it could be done. And right now, if you're watching, you know it can be done. You absolutely know it can be done. But here's the difference. I didn't make any excuses. I didn't whine and complain. You can't whine and complain your way to success. I watched what Lawrence Tam was doing, and I modeled after him. Success leaves clues. When Lawrence Tam was doing things, he was dropping little clues behind. You know what I mean? I was picking up those little clues he was forgetting, right? I was picking up, stealing his little clues, right? And sure enough, it helped me. And I'm very grateful, for the success of the leaders, the successful clues they leave for us, So here we are in 2013 setting up this superhero team to help you be able to have the results that you deserve. Okay, we're going to do some powerful things. Imagine Chicago, right? What about this? Imagine our team website. Now, because it's so late, I'm not going to do the breakdown that I wanted to do tonight. I'm going to save that for another training, but here's a little teaser for you. Okay, here's a little teaser for you. Empower Network has released an API. This API allows us to be able to, you can connect basically your Empower Network business to our team website, and you can connect them. Have you ever seen those Facebook connect buttons that allow you to connect to sites? Well, basically, you can connect your Empower Network to our team group if you're part of Team Take Massive Action. And what we're able to do is we're able to basically create our own leaderboards within our team. We're able to have our own top 10s in all the categories. We're able to create bonus sections of content that are going to unlock automatically as soon as you upgrade to different product levels. We're able to create a team fund where we're going to be able to throw big events and big prizes and big recognition. We're able to have big, massive team parties and have everything organized. We're able to have text message campaigns where we can have big global text message campaigns to get people on Hangouts like this. We're able to create email campaigns. What about this one? We're able to set up a co-op, okay, a co-op that has different levels. So if you're just in at the $25 level, you can participate in a basic co-op, but as you upgrade products, we know that your lifetime value of your customers is going to be higher. We understand how it works. So as you upgrade products, we can open up more co-ops to you. And literally, you'll be able to log in the very, very near future. You'll be able to log into our team website and literally just choose which co-op you want to be a part of. Do you want to be part of the Craigslist co-op? Okay, you could buy a spot here. Do you want to be part of a magazine ad co-op or a direct mail campaign co-op? Or do you want to be part of a solo ad co-op? With us as leaders now, we can pool together our resources, figure out what's working, and guess what? What's not working. What's half the time before we allowed everybody on here, we had our own little brainstorm. You know, I was chatting with Toby Black, and he was telling me about some lead sources that he's used that flopped. Okay, and he's not afraid. You know, some things work, some things don't. And Toby's like, hey man, I don't want anybody to waste money. I don't want anybody to invest in money if something doesn't work, because I want to help the average person have success. See, aren't you glad that we have these type of leaders who are basically saying, hey, why should everybody else make the mistakes we've made? And what can we do? Can we help you? So we're going to basically vet and find the best sources that we know of and create co-ops. Now again, disclaimer, this isn't guaranteeing your success at all, okay? We're going to have big disclaimers everywhere. What it's doing is it's opening up options to you that never existed before with this superhero team. It's going to be more powerful, the vision and the dream that we have coming together between our events, our trainings, our star power that we have here to do things, our new and enhanced team site using the API and have people automatically log on and access cool features, our own leaderboards, just all this stuff we're doing. Get ready, because 2013 is going to be the hottest year for Empower Network, and it's going to be the hottest year for Team Take Massive Action. Okay? A rising tide raises all ships. A rising tide raises all ships. You just got to make sure that your boat is in the water. So what you need to do is get your boat in the water, because Team Take Massive Action sorry, I said a rising tide raises all ships, right? Team Take Massive Action is a rising tide. That's what we are. We're the rising tide. Everybody get your boat in the water and get ready for a huge run. So what you need to do is this. If you're not yet part of Team Take Massive Action and Empower Network, okay, you want to get with the person that introduced you to this and get started right now. In fact, if you're watching on our team website, we've conveniently put links above and below this video that you can click on and you can get started. Just get in the system. Even if you buy the smallest product, whatever, just get in the system. Why would you want to be out of the club? Get in the club and at least get the inside view of the VIP seats of what's going on. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to upgrade and you want to go all in. Now some of you could do that right now. Some of you recognize a good opportunity when you see it, pull out a credit card, just go all in. That's what I did. My first day that I joined Empower Network, I bought all the products. So you know what? Success leaves clues. For those of you that are capable of doing that, I'm going to put a challenge to you right now. Go all in. Go all in. Think about how good your story is going to be. When people ask you, oh, well, how did you get started? Say, day one, I went all in. We got an all-in team. All in is the way to go. I just went in and did it. You know, people do what you do. So if you want to take a long time to make money and a long time to go all in, then expect your team to follow your lead. I went all in right off the bat. And that's why I believe that's the secret behind why I made $10,000 my first month, while I scaled it up to 20 to 30 to 40 and then even 60 last month. And my goal in March is $100,000 part-time in a single month. Okay? Whether I hit it or not, what if I fall short and accidentally hit 80? I'll be happy with that. I'll sleep at night. My point is, though, is get all in if you're capable, because we're going to roll out some all-in bonuses like you've never seen before. all of us leaders talked about the Masters stuff we're going to do. For those of you that own the Masters course product, holy crap. Whatever, for those of you that own it right now, even on our team, if you think you've got a good bonus, just wait till you hear what we've been brainstorming for what the next big bonus is going to be for Masters. And guess what? If you already own Masters, you're going to get a little bit of an extra reward. For those of you that don't own it, get it, because it's going to be the sooner you get Masters, the bigger your reward is. It's going to be scaled where the faster you take massive action, the bigger your reward. We call our team Take Massive Action because we want to reward you for taking massive action. So the faster that you go all in, the faster that you buy Masters, the faster that you upgrade to the 15K formula, everything is going to be a bigger bonus for you. And that's fair. And that's what our team is. So listen, I'm going to do another follow-up where I'm actually going to do a webinar and show you all of our custom landing pages, our team bonuses, stuff like that. Last thing I want to say before I pass it back here to this all-star superhero team is that if you're here and you're on LT's team, or you're on Toby and Layla's team, or Chuck Marshall's team, if you're just really coming into Team Take Massive Action, they're going to send out some emails to you, okay, that are going to have some links that you can join. As of today, it's official. You can be part of everything we do. You can be part of our Facebook group, no problem. We have a 24/7 support group with over 100 posts a day of people asking the most basic questions to the most advanced questions, and we're just helping. That's available to you now. But it's only available once you join. So when you join, you're going to get a link now from your mentors, and you're going to be able to come in. You're going to get access to our team website with dozens and dozens of training tutorials, resources, and everything. And we're going to grow and grow and grow that. Okay? You've now got access to our custom sales funnels. We have I think it's 20-something extra custom sales funnels that you can use outside of Empowers. So for those of you that maybe don't like some of the language that that Dave and Dave use, even though some of you love it, and that's why you join, if you don't love it, guess what? We have ones that are completely clean. We have autoresponders already built for you that you can use if you want, and it's only going to get better now that we've teamed up. We can all brainstorm. So you see, what we've done here is we've created a hub for you to have the most success possible. So get with, immediately following you watching this, get with your team, find out how you can access all of this awesome training, and I look forward to getting to know each and every single one of you inside of our support community. We are here in 2013 to support you on making a six-figure income, support you in going out and even if it's not a six-figure income, what if we could just help you make your car payment? What if our main focus is helping you eliminate your car payment by making enough from this business to pay it? That will make me happy. That will make me happy. So you know what? I'm long-winded. I'm saying a lot. So why don't whoever wants to jump out and talk from this point on, let's just go round robin. Everybody jump out whenever you want. Feel free to offer any advice, training, excitement, or just drink champagne. It's all good. And I'm just super, super excited about all this good stuff that's been on this hangout so far.
Hey, I wanna jump out. One of the things, once this API comes out, this really drew my attention to. Toby and I used to do this in our network marketing company that I did $3 million in sales in 8 months. It's a specific strategy where you dig as far down as you can, grab the newest person, have them produce, and it chain reacts everything up. So if you want to look at something like Othello, the game where you're black and white and you go diagonal, and then if you have like black and white, and you put a black on there, everything in between turns to black. So I'm going to show you something. Now, we're not going to go into it too much, but I want to show you a true story. Names have been changed to protect the innocent. But here's what happened at the master's level. There's me. There's level 1. There's a guy named Aaron. Level 2, there's someone named Amy. And level 3, there's someone named Beth. Well, Beth is like, oh, crap. This master's thing is the bomb. I'm buying it. Problem was, Aaron and Amy did not have the masters. Now, this happens to every product level. Every product level. When Beth upgraded, it looked at Amy, do you have this product? No, I skip you. Look at Aaron, you don't have this product? I skip you. Beth actually came to me, and I was 3 levels down. Now, what does this mean for you? Check this out. Once this API kicks in, I'm going to see how many people I can skip by flipping one person. And if that means I'm going to go down 50 levels, and I found out 49 levels don't have a $1,000 product, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to physically go 50 levels down, find the one person who wants to run, Who doesn't want to run with someone who makes over $100,000 a month? I go, look, if you want to make a lot of money, you have to buy the 15K. Why? It's the how-to product. They buy it. 49 people get an email that says, sorry, you would have qualified, but since you don't own the 15K formula, it is now being passed up to your sponsor. Each person gets it until it flows back up to me. We can strategically do this. Now, what does that mean for you? We're going to be strategically building your teams depending on your growth, your interaction, and guess what? We're going to be making a whole lot of people money, because if a lot of people get emails that says you just missed a sale, oh man, that is going to be like, you could have had a $1,000 day, but you didn't because you didn't take massive action. Guess what team you're on? You're on team massive action. I'm going to pass it to my friends. Look, that's just one aspect of what we're going to do. We have some serious closers. Toby's closed thousands of people on the phone. We don't do that. But if we have to chain 50 people to get an email to piss them off because they didn't take massive action, we'll do that. We'll do that. Why? Because it makes you money.
Booyakasha.
Yeah, guys, I mean, honestly, when we look at what's going to happen from this point on, from this moment, it's like one of those milestones, and I feel like the champagne is just, it's perfect, because you know, we had a champagne toast at our wedding when we got married, and that was one of our milestones, and I believe that this is like one of our second weddings.
Aww.
I love you guys.
We're the kids of TMA.
I'm honestly, you know, I'm so excited to start working with the whole team, because you guys are going to see a lot of our faces. We're going to be out here giving you everything that we have, everything that we've got inside of us, everything that we've went through, every mistake that we've made, everything that we've learned in this journey to be able to create these kind of results. We're transferring that to you guys, and we're just excited to get to know everybody, to be part of your awesome, badass Facebook group, because we all know that I love Facebook. So you're going to see a lot of me on there.
So what we're going to be short and sweet with this, because we definitely want to be respectful of everybody's time, almost 12 o'clock. First off, I want to say huge shout out to everybody who's still on here on the East Coast, and an even bigger shout out to our friends in the UK and in Australia who are up at silly o'clock in the morning still with us, powering through. Congratulations, guys.
It's like 4:30 in the morning right now, where Lee and all those UKers are.
So right now, the Black and Tam, Lawrence, Layla and I, Chuck, all merging together in Team Take Massive Action is like a giant family reunion that goes on every year, and it's the most incredible celebration and joy for everybody. And there's been a family who didn't know about it, who were overseas, who felt like they knew they could have more, they knew they wanted more, but they just didn't know about this family reunion that was going on. And now today, that family reunion has come together. They've come into the family, and they know, because rather than having, let's just say, 4 people that are very skilled at different things, and Team Massive Action has way more than that, but for theory's sake, we have 4 people that can do absolutely incredible things. Now we've doubled that and tripled that and quadrupled that. So we now have more powerful minds, but more importantly, everybody has one vision. Now Chris said something to Layla and I, and I think it was when Lawrence was on the phone too, about there's other leaders inside the internet who, even inside Empower, but inside the internet, who, you know, they can do some really outstanding things, some mind-blowing things, some things people would think that couldn't even happen. And they'll do it for themselves. Bonuses, training, yada, yada, yada. They'll do it for themselves. With Team Take Massive Action, it's not about that one individual. It's not about that one bonus that one individual can get to make himself a bunch of money or herself a bunch of money. It's about putting in team-wide bonuses, team-wide training, team-wide winning platforms. So it doesn't matter if you're Joe Schmo and you just got started, or whether you've been in it and you're a leader. Everybody has that same great advantage to make the best and be the best inside their business. When Chris said that to us, it was like this, we already knew we wanted to do it, but it solidified everything, because their goal from the start is success by a team rather than just one person leading the pack. It's everybody moving forward together.
Yeah, that was a really big thing, and something that we loved about Team Take Massive Action was.
Are you gonna drink this, or am I drinking it too?
No, that's fine.
Oh.
The collaboration, and the team trainings, the group trainings. It's something that we can't wait to jump right into, and we know that Chris and Arthur and Chuck, we're all good people, and good people attract good people. So, I'm just excited for this whole family to open their arms to our teams and our leaders and us as well as trainers to help you guys be more successful, to help you guys do what we've done, to help you recreate and duplicate what all of us have done in our own different ways. Like, it's so crazy. You think about, the guys that have done it through SEO, and then there's me who just cuts a webcam on and shares a Facebook status, and then there's Toby who can write a persuasive copy to make you pretty much do anything, whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and then we've got like magazine ads, and it just blows my mind the amount of leadership and training and value that everyone now has access to. Everyone, and it's gonna propel everything for this family.
So let's spearhead into. Well, let me ask Chris, Lawrence, Chuck, Arthur. Should we tell them about that special thing that we were going to talk about? I'm not sure.
I'll turn that over to Arthur.
Arthur.
What do you think, Arthur? Should we spill the beans on the secret strategy of Saturdays? I'm not sure.
Who wants to know?
I think before we actually share the real secret, I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to piggyback on what Layla said. Going back, for those of you that were at the very beginning of this hangout, I said my personal prediction is what's going to drive this team more than anything in 2013 is going to be women. It's going to be, this industry typically, internet marketing is typically dominated by men. What's going to be a big difference is that we're going to basically turn this more into helping the average person succeed. And once we start having more of a nurturing community, more of that person-to-person, really building this up big, strong training, strong support, strong foundation, I think women are really going to see the value here. Now, there's already a lot of women power leaders. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying statistically it's skewed. More men. Once we really get going and build this out, and Layla's going to help with that. Now, the other day, Layla and I had a conversation. She mentioned it. Layla and I talked about creating this super women team, okay? The super women of Team Take Massive Action. Now, there would be two tiers of this team. There would be the tier that's just at the basic level, which means all women that come in, we're going to figure out ways to be able to provide extra training, extra things, cool, like create a cool club, have a club feel with it. But for those that go all in and get their master's course and everything, Layla's going to actually take some people almost under her wing, if you will, and she's made hundreds of thousands of dollars in the home-based business industry. I mean, here she is in the top 10. You could go to Empower Network right now. Go to Empower Network, log in, go look at the leaderboard. Top 10 income all time is Layla. Okay, top 10 all time. So Here's if you've ever wanted, this is just for the women speaking here, and then I'll turn it back over to Layla, but if you've ever wanted, to be actually mentored by a very, very successful, powerful woman, we have now, because of the different expansion, we already had some powerful women before. Now she's going to be able to work with the powerful women that already exist, and they're going to form this elite superwoman team, this elite, it's going to be so powerful what she's going to be able to help do. And this is what excites me the most, because look, men can be dumb, I'll admit that one, but I'm smart enough to know when to get out of the way and let women run the show, okay? Because women make amazing things happen. And that's one of the reasons I'm so excited. So Layla, just chime in you already said a little bit. Why don't you chime back in a little bit more about how excited you are about the events and the training and the Superwoman committee that you're putting together?
Oh man, I haven't really been sleeping these last couple of weeks. I keep checking our little Facebook chat that we've been going back and forth with. I'm like, oh, did anybody say anything? Oh, what are they talking about now? Because I've just been so excited. But when this one specific topic is something that's really near and dear to my heart. It's, you know, it's my purpose is to work with these women and show them, you know, what I've gone through, how I've overcame some of these typical things that us women deal with. And we think it's normal. You know, we think it's normal to look at ourselves in the mirror and, you know, pick ourselves apart or, you know, say all these negative things. It's just like kind of part of our DNA now, how we've been brought up. So to be able to show women that they do have that power and to shift the scales, you know, it's time. It is time. And I think with some of the breakthroughs, well, all of the breakthroughs that happened in Austin, I know that a lot of women left that event, left that experience, and I can't even call it an event because it was an experience. They left that experience knowing their true desires, knowing their true purposes, and now it's just about mastering that craft, mastering, you know, the art of coaching and mentoring and speaking and being a trainer and how to communicate to people and how to sell and how to be confident on camera so you can look someone in the eye and believe exactly what you're saying. You know, you can believe that your story, your journey, everything that you have went through up to this point, up to this moment, has served a purpose. And when you truly believe that, and you believe that your story has value, and you believe that you can change the world if you simply learn how to open your mouth and, you know, speak your voice and shout it loud. Oh, it's just, and honestly, I don't know, I don't know how we're gonna sleep tonight. I don't know how we're gonna get off this hangout and actually close our eyes tonight. Because Toby and I, Lawrence, everyone is so excited. I'm already getting messages on Facebook about, you know, just people over the moon. They're so happy. They're already, you know, joining the Facebook group, and they're just pumped. Everybody is pumped. You guys pumped? You look pumped.
Right on, right on. So let's transition from that into a concept that we brainstormed earlier today. This concept, we got together as leaders and we said, you know what? In the traditional direct sales business, see, this is different. This is like a complete hybrid. I mean, in the traditional direct sales business or network marketing business, how many Chuck Marshalls do you know where somebody goes out and personally enrolls 1,000 people? How often does that happen in the traditional network marketing industry or direct sales industry? It doesn't. This is a hybrid. This is where you can use automated systems and tools and funnels to be able to bring people into a business. Then we can bring in that community feel that we have that's traditionally in direct sales and home-based businesses. But then we can also have a top-tier opportunity where you can be earning, you know, $3,000 commissions, $4,000 or $5,000 days by recruiting and building a team. We have sort of the best of all worlds. It's this beautiful hybrid, okay? And with what we've done here with the support, has been one of the missing keys, is that support in the community. But another one of the missing keys in this whole kind of network marketing concept is, have you ever, for those of you, let me speak to a minute for those of you that have a network marketing background. If you've ever been in a network marketing or direct sales company or anything, have you ever been to like a Super Saturday training or like a monthly conference or something like that, right? For those of you watching, I mean, how many have been? I mean, a few of us here are raising their hands. And here's the thing. Now, there's parts you like and there's parts you don't like. The part I didn't like was driving 8 hours every single month to go to the training and then staying in the hotels and being broke while you're doing it. I mean, I was so broke when I was first building network marketing, it was hard to afford the $5 cover fee just to get into the weekly meetings, okay? You know, so the part I didn't like was always traveling, being away from family. You know, it was a huge excursion. But when you were actually there, you got your mind blown. You were basically re-energized for a whole nother month. Okay, so here's the thing. Empower Network does big quarterly events. They're just like that. What we want to do is we want to bring to you monthly Super Saturday trainings, but instead of you traveling 8 hours, okay, each way, instead of you staying in hotels, instead of you racking on hundreds and hundreds of dollars cost or even $1,000 to go to attend these, what if we did monthly Super Saturday trainings and you can enjoy them from the comfort of your couch at home? How awesome would that be? And what if we brought to you the same type of value that you're used to getting in these other companies, where, for instance, we go through like every month we're going to have so many new people, 1,000 new people that need to get trained, right? So what if we did like a boot camp once a month that was live, and it was like a getting started boot camp, or we're literally walking people through exactly what's working, how to get people started. What if we really just got back to the nuts and bolts of helping the average person be able to get their first sale, helping the average person who just went all in to be able to reimburse their investment so they're all profit here on out. If we get back to those fundamentals, those are the basic building blocks that big organizations are built on. Because if we can help people to go all in and quickly reimburse their funds through the proper training and teaching them how to take the proper income-producing activities, then we can have people who are literally profitable. Stories of people, their first month, they make $5,000 right out the gate or $10,000 right out the gate. So we can put together this training. And the best part is that we can open it up to the whole team now, and we can do events like this that are live, share our screen. We all have like the tablets, you can ride on them. We've got all that stuff. Okay, and then what if we did this? What if every single month, what if we did bonus training, advanced training for those people that own the 15K formula? See, in Power Network, when you own the 15K formula, that's when you really get the nuts and bolts knowledge. So if you're at that level and you actually have access to the nuts and bolts knowledge, then we can share some things with you that wouldn't make sense to a $25 brand new person. It just wouldn't. It's just way too advanced. It's like going in the wrong direction. They're learning advanced things before the foundation. So what if we split it? And what if we had it where, you know, if you join, you get access to the basic Super Saturday training, but then every month we did an advanced Super Saturday training for people at least at the 15K level. Now here, I want you to put your business hat on. This is my business hat. See that? Put your business hat on for a minute, okay? Here's what I want you to do. Imagine building a team. You got 10, 15, 20 people at the $25 level. Now Super Saturday rolls around. And if they upgrade to the 15K formula, then they get to attend the whole second half. Imagine you got 20 people on your team. Imagine how many of them are going to be motivated every single month, at the end of the month, to hurry up and get the 15K formula so they can attend that live training. What it's going to do for your business is this. It's going to allow you to not have to do as much of the selling process. All you're doing is basically building the team on the grassroots level and let the leaders do the telling and selling for you. Let us put together the training and bonuses to upgrade your team for you, to be able to help you make $1,000 commissions. So when the end of the month rolls around and there's a window that they've got to hurry up and enroll at 15K to attend this training, what if you had 3 or 4 or 5 people do it? What if you had a $3,000 day? Because all you did was put some people in, got them excited about the community, supported them, and then they made a decision that they wanted to be part of this advanced training. Now, of course, you want to own the product yourself. You don't want to tell people to do something you're not doing. Right? I just don't believe in that concept. There's just a lack of integrity there. Own the product, go through the training yourself, be at these Super Saturdays yourself, get the 15K, because we're going to start putting bonuses and incentives there. It's going to be a basic building block. You want to get in, then you want to upgrade to the level of the 15K, then you want to upgrade to the level of being all in. For those of you that can do it like me, just go all in right off the bat. Just do it. I got a guy the other day who he's like, hey, where can I come up with the money? He started brainstorming. Guess what? He had a car sitting in his driveway that he had paid off. It was worth about $12,000. He went down and got a loan against the car and went all in just a few days later. And he said it's the best decision he's ever made, and he's super fired up. Listen, there's plenty of ways to get money. Oh, by the way, tangent right here, if you're now part of Team Take Massive Action, and because of this whole group relationship we're doing here, you're going to have instant access to some training that Peter Sorensen did called 21 Ways to Fund Your Business. 21 ways to raise $500 to $5,000 to fund your business. Peter Sorensen took the time to make 21 videos that each dialed in and focused on a certain way to be able to raise money. That's how we're getting so many people all in. I mean, have you thought about it? How are so many people going all in? January 31st, just a couple weeks ago, I had a $22,000 day in commissions. Right? How is that possible? We released this training, and all kinds of people had their minds open that they can get money now. They're like, I can get money. I can go all in. And they went all in. All kinds of people joined. So you see, we have that training, and for those of you that own the Inner Circle, we have another bonus section available, and you'll be able to go in. You can go to teamtakemassiveaction.com/inner circle, all one word. Okay? And you can go in, and you got to be a member of the site, otherwise it won't let you in. But once you go into that section, me and Arthur Tubman, who's here on the Hangout, we spent about 2.5 hours diving into some crazy creative ways to come up with money. I mean, and it's on a playlist. You just log in, you press play and you kick back and do whatever you're going to do. It's on a full playlist, all these different videos. So I know it's a tangent, but we have resources available to you now that you didn't have available before, so get ready for your business to go to the next level. And with what Layla and Toby are going to bring to the table, if you're already part of Team Take Massive Action, what Lawrence Tam's going to bring to the table, what Chuck Marshall's. So for those of you that are on my team, get ready for what they're going to bring to the table. Your business is going to go to the next level. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be straight crazy. So to summarize what I'm saying here, every single month we're going to do our best as leaders to come together and put together a Super Saturday to do nuts and bolts training for new people and nuts and bolts training for people at the 15K formula and above, because we want to see you succeed. And we want to reward you for taking massive action. And we want to try to emulate the best parts of the direct sales industry, but remove the parts that we didn't like. Remove the parts just nagging you. It's like remove the parts like Toby Black always says, where you're preaching the dream, but you're living the nightmare. What we want you to do is, this industry attracts us because of all the great things. What if we took all those great things and put them together in one place and eliminated all the crap? What if you just weighted out all the crap? That's our mission in 2013, to take the best of what we see other companies doing, the best of what we see other systems doing, and put it together for you without all the crap. Eliminate the crap so you can actually get the crap out of your way so you can see clearly on the path to making 6 figures in 2013. So these are just some of the exciting things. I know we're all chiming in. Feel free to jump in. And plus, I haven't even heard from the Chuck and Arthur side's also getting kind of quiet these days. So feel free, whoever wants to chime in. Somebody jump on in here.
We good? Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I liked a lot about what Toby and Layla had said earlier too, about not being about just helping, like what's cooler, like helping 1 or 2 people rise up, or we bring like a whole army of people. And even if just in the beginning, guys, if you move like an inch or a foot at a time, you're making progress, and we're moving a whole group, a whole army of people. Because I know there's a lot of on here. There's some like phenomenal income stories and a lot of money that people are making. But what I tell people in the beginning is like, what if in the beginning, okay, you could just you made like $3 to $5 grand a month to get you out of what you hate doing 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, or 6 days a week, or whatever, which is your job. I mean, if you can start doing that initially, we help you do that to get, like Chris said, make your car payment or whatever it is. I mean, I think if we could help you get you out of your job. I know some people they like what they do because they get some sort of gratification from it, or higher sense of purpose, like a teacher or something. That's totally cool, But I think most people work because they have to, because they need the money. But we can help you quit, and we help you get out of your job. And for me, it's like once you've done that and you're making enough where you don't have to go to work anymore, that to me that's already rich. I mean, because you have your time freedom, you can never buy any more of that, no matter how much money you make. So start like that. We can start and progress it and step up. And with all the stuff that we have here, we're going to be able to help you guys do that. So I think it's like I said, I'm totally stoked about this arrangement, and the team's coming together. It's going to be awesome, and I'm looking forward to everything that's going to be coming this year. And we still got a whole lot of 2013 left, guys. We're just barely getting started, So be excited about what's coming.
Yeah, Chris, I'll jump out real quick. I'm excited about Super Saturdays, man, because we were in a direct business together, direct sales business together a couple of years ago, and in that business, it was just really cool to be able to come together on a monthly basis on a Saturday and just spend kind of all day kind of diving into different strategies, into the back office, doing some technical stuff, and then going over some mindset stuff. And having people in a place where they can, inside the Facebook group, there's a lot of activity. We get like 100 posts a day. I guess it's not as intimate. And with the training like that, it's kind of like more of the look over your shoulder type of training, where people can really get involved and get engaged. And I feel like it would really, I think that having that additional training would really assist people, being able to do something consistently, having a structure for it, and then having, a bunch of our heads together, different skill sets that we bring to the table. So I just remember in that business, we would do it every single month, and it would help people kind of take the business from, we used to say it's kind of a cliche, I guess, in that business, but you just take the business from somebody's head to their heart, and they'd be able to actually go to the next level. I know this sounds kind of corny or whatever, but it was true. People had aha moments at Super Saturdays. They heard something that they probably heard 20 times before, but for whatever reason, they heard it at that event, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, they had a $10,000 month the next month, or a $20,000 month, and the business started taking off. I mean, that happened for me. That's kind of like my personal Empower Network story, is the business went from my head to my heart. I had like all this stuff going on. I had like all these like other priorities. And, sure, like I built a business from scratch for the last couple of years and done really well with it. And it was a little scary to just kind of walk away from something that I've built up and not take new clients and just kind of like, do something else. But going away to another country, spending the time with Dave and Dave, it really took the business for me and kind of like, it settled, it really like, it just kind of like settled with me, and I just really started to think about what's possible, what I can build again. The team building aspect of it was really attractive to me. I love building teams. I love working with people. I was saying this before, I reach out to people on the team all the time. They're not personally sponsored by me, but I reach out to them because I want them to be successful. And I know that Chris would do that for my people, and I do that for his people, and I'll do that for Chuck's people. I'll do that for Toby and Layla's people, for Lawrence's people. I just do that. I'll get on the phone and I'll call somebody. I'll be like, hey, I wanted to welcome you to the team. I know you're not connected to me personally, but hey, how can I serve you? And that's the model that we focused on in the other business that Chris and I were in, and it worked really well. And it helped people, take the business to a completely different level, where it stopped being so much about like the desperation and the money, and it started being more about the people. And that's what this is about. So for me, it's exciting. This is really exciting for me because, it's just like, it's kind of like an emotional thing. Like I feel like it's like the best of both worlds. We're doing this internet marketing thing, but we're bringing in some of these elements that really, got us here in the first place. So that were good for all of us. So that's it.
Yeah. One thing that I think is really cool too, like Arthur, what you said is that you would take the time to help somebody else, even though they're not directly sponsored by you. I mean, I'm the same way, and I think it's really cool that like this whole community is like that here, because I mean, I've been in other companies before where there's other, leaders or top earners, and they're like, no, you can't look at my paper. You can't see what I'm doing. You can't see how I'm helping or what, it's like, I've never been that way. I mean, I don't know if they're scared about, if you share ideas that it's going to dip into their pocket or whatever. I don't know. But I mean, it's like, I've never been that way. I've always been cool with like sharing everything that I know. And I always feel like there's always enough for everybody to go around. You're never going to run out. I mean, it's, so I think it's great that we're together with a bunch of like-minded people that are just like that. I think that's awesome because, I'm not used to, I haven't been used to seeing that before, the 6 years that before I got into Empower, I've never seen anything like that before. People so willing and open to like help and share amongst other people's teams that there might not, be in their direct downline. So I think that's awesome. That's one of the really, really cool things I like about this merger and coming together, is that everybody's open and to share, and we help each other grow, and not, we don't hide the secrets or, like the secret magic trick or whatever. I mean, everybody's open to helping everybody else, and I've never had that before. So I think it's really just another like testimony to to solidify the fact that we're all in the right place at the right time, and the right team and the right company for sure.
Sure. And Chuck, that's a great, what you just said. There's a great way for us to segue into. I never like to keep secrets, or I always I just get so excited I just spill it all out.
He like gives Christmas presents.
I grab them early. Like I bought Layla like a surprise gift for anniversary one time, and I told her 2 weeks in advance. Lawrence knows I just get so excited. I just spurt stuff out. Well, in Lawrence and Layla and I, in one of our businesses, we did this rebate tactic, and it worked so well. I mean, we would bring into the team hundreds of people in a day from doing this rebate tactic, and we're thinking about that. How could we do it where rather than our team members are giving rebates to people that join, because we don't want to take any money out of your pocket, what can we do? What can we do as leaders to help our team be more successful quicker? And we're throwing around ideas, and we're like, well, what happens if we rewarded the people that were in the Masters? Because obviously going all in is bigger than just whipping out your credit card. It's being mentally all in, making that commitment. How can we reward those people? How can we truly reward those people And there's one of the best ways to do it is by putting your money where your mouth is and whipping out your wallet to show how invested that you are with someone that puts in the investment to go with the Masters. So, Chris, I want you, just like Jerry Maguire, show me the money, baby. Show me the money and kind of share the light on what we're about to roll out. I know I wasn't supposed to tell anybody, but just give them a teaser on what's about to happen.
Oh man, we keep saying that we're not going to share more, and then here we are, like several hours into this thing, just spilling all the beans. Well, all right. For those of you that are part of,
hey, show me the money.
Don't make the man.
Show me the money.
He just wants to see money. Okay, so we're going to start doing. Hold on. We're going to start doing some. We're going to start doing some incentives, some rewards, some Masters co-op stuff. Okay, I'm seeing in the comments. He says, "Shut up and just show money." All right. Anyways. So we've been pulling together money and doing things. So here's an example. Pulling together some money.
Yeah, baby.
We got, I don't even know how much this is. I think it's 20 grand right here. But there's more where this came from for those of you that are excited. So let's do something. Let's just talk about money.
Somebody screenshot
Now,
that right there.
anytime I'm holding up money like this, I want to tell you guys, when you're holding up money, I want to tell you, a disclaimer here. Just because I'm holding up a stack of $20,000 doesn't mean you're going to hold up a stack of $20,000. Your odds will vary, success will vary. All right. That being said, let me tell you something. So what we talked about with this kind of money here is we said, how can we take the current Team Take Massive Action co-op to the next level? How can we take it to the next level? How can we ramp this thing up? Now, for those of you that are just joining our team, from LT and Layla and Toby and Chuck, we have a Masters co-op, but I haven't been able to open it up to everybody. I just haven't been able to, because I'm giving away my lead source to my people on my team that have Masters. If I opened it up, I would just be diluting, what they have going on. So for those of you that are already on my team and you already own Masters, don't worry. We all talked about that's not something that we want to do. We don't want to dilute. We don't want to ever take away from anybody. That's just pointless. We want to add to and make it better. So I was brainstorming with LT. And LT's like, well, hey, here's some ideas. What if we really ramped this thing up at the Masters level? What if we started adding specialized Masters training? See, one thing that LT was doing is he's personally mentoring and personally offering extra value to people at the Masters level. That's not even something I'm doing. It's because of time. Probably I still have the full-time job and whatnot, but it's just, this is something Lawrence is doing it's just awesome. So here's the thing we talked about. What if we take our Masters students, the top tier of people that are all in, they're fully committed to their business, what if we took them and started sort of group coaching them separately on just high-level stuff, just high-level systems, funnels, high-level personal branding, how to attract leaders? Like I'll give you an example. Chuck Marshall just the other day enrolled somebody who's a massive leader in another company, enrolled him, and literally his first day, Chuck's new guy hit #1 recruiter in the entire company for the week. First day. And I think he's #2 for the entire month already. And that was done in his first 24 hours. So what if we started teaching high-level strategies, okay, where if you're all in, we can share that with you? Because if you're not all in, there's only some of the stuff is not going to make sense. It's going to be over your head. You haven't graduated to it. But not only that, you're not positioned to make the kind of money that it would take to do some of these higher things.
Anybody else see Chris dropped out? Or is it just us? LT, is he frozen?
Yeah, he's frozen. I think the money. I think Google's like, that's too much money flashing. Let me just pause you real quick.
Too much money.
So to pick up where Chris is left off before he comes back on, guys, what we have in store is basically giving. So this is the playing field for everybody else, and then Team Take Massive Action Masters people are going to be right up here.
I'm back.
Getting the creme de la creme de la creme.
Back with the money.
And basically going to the top. All right, back to you.
Chris, I don't think Google Plus likes that.
You just have
So
to
it's just going to be less airtime.
You know, man, they're so ninja. They're so ninja. And guys, what I love about this group, everybody on Facebook, And just, yeah, Lawrence just posted a thing on Facebook. Everybody in our team, everybody in Lawrence's team, tonight, tomorrow, the next day, we're going to be giving and emailing and texting and phone calling you the links so you can get all the information, get in on the team site, get all the funnels and all the good stuff. So just bear with us. We'll be in the groups, making sure everybody gets into the Team Take Massive Action group and gets everything that they deserve.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so all I was saying, I guess I should be short-winded because Google cuts me off if I talk too long. All I was saying was what we're doing is we've created a Masters co-op where we have this like default lead account, okay, that gets leads, and we're rotating them through to our Masters. Now it's really just kicked off. We're just starting to get results. People are talking about phantom signups that they have. Just because they own Masters and they're on my team, there's people that are getting phantom signups and phantom people just coming in, and because all of our YouTube videos, for example, just have, you know, teamtakemassiveaction.com on the bottom, or they just link directly to a page, and there's no affiliate ID attached. So when it's like that, we just take the leads. They used to all go to me. I just said, hey, let's let more people have success. I'm making plenty of money. Let's let more people have success. So I just divvied them up. What if we took that and literally put it on steroids? Right? What if we took that and ramped it up? So what we talked about doing was, what if we put some money behind it? What if we added a big co-op, a big Masters co-op for everybody? And what if we did things like each of us chip in a few $1,000s or whatever, a couple $1,000s? What if we start buying big ad blocks? What if we just start buying big, huge ad blocks and funneling them to the Masters co-op? Now, we're going to be very specific. I'm being very general right now. We're going to come down with some specific campaigns we're running that says, hey, for instance, right now, I'll tell you right now, on March 1st, we are planning on kicking off the first big paid advertising campaign for the Masters Co-op. So everybody that buys Masters before March 1st, so basically by midnight Eastern time at the end of February, everybody if there's a timestamp next to your purchase that says you bought it in February, right, that it shows up in our back office, you can see. As long as you buy it in the month of February or before, for those that already own it, you can be part of this co-op rotation. We're just going to split leads up. We're going to straight split leads up all day long. Someone's saying stop flashing the cash, so I'll stop flashing it. We'll just leave it like that. There you go. You know, and again, this isn't a brag or boast. It's just to say, hey, why not take this and put it into leads, and why not take the leads and rotate them out to the team? Dude, what could we do if we had brand new people that got all in, bought Masters, and literally their first week they said, I just had an all-in person out of nowhere. I don't even know how to set up my Aweber autoresponder yet, and somebody went and bought all in, right? What if we did that? What if we found, like, because here's why. We want to test campaigns anyways. Why not test some of the campaigns with our own money in the Masters Co-op? And what if we trained leaders and got more leaders in? I'm just saying, what's possible? You know what I mean? What's possible? What could we do? There's no more boundaries. Team Take Massive Action is lifting off the boundaries, and we're saying we'll put our money where our mouths are. Let's get more people enrolled. Let's get more people going. Let's do it. Let's get more people in our leadership team. What if we got Chuck Marshall, which, by the way, Chuck, we got to use Chuck because Chuck's got the magazine connections. I'm not paying full price on these magazine ads. But what if we put just speaking out loud, okay? What if we put together a full page Team Take Massive Action ad campaign, full page? Or what if Chuck was able to land us a spot like in the back of a magazine, right when you flip it over, boom, full page.
Dude,
and it was Team Take Massive Action.
We do a cover or like a 2-page spread, like you opened up 2-page spread. Like that's the kind of stuff we can do.
Oh yeah. So what if, just imagine, hypothetically speaking, what if we took some money and put it into a 2-page spread where it's like all about Team Take Massive Action, and it showcases some of the leaders and maybe even a group photo in Chicago, which, by the way, you got to go to Chicago because we're going to be taking group photos. You got to go to Chicago. If you're not in the group photo, you got to be kidding me. How could you even brag about being a part of Team Take Massive Action? You want to be in the photo. You got to say that's me. I'm part of the team. So what if we took like crazy team photo at our team party and then blew it up into some sick ad copy? I'm just saying, what if we threw together like how we have custom sales funnels and systems and everything, and it was a front end that back end funneled into Empower? I'm just saying. And what if all those leads rotated to the Masters Co-op? I'm just saying. We can triple, quadruple, quintuple. We could raise the value of our current Masters Co-op, put a little bit of money behind it, put a little bit of superhero star power behind it, like we have here on this Hangout. And I believe, truly from the bottom of my heart, I believe we can help more people make money in 2013. So if you want to be part of the Masters Co-op, I'm going to tell you flat out right now, it's going to be one of those things where, in the order that it was purchased, it's going to be one of those things where the sooner that you buy Masters, the sooner that you are going to be part of this. And of course, buying Masters means going all in. That should be assumed, okay? So go all in, get to Chicago, be part of this Masters Co-op, and if you own Masters, it's time to do a little happy dance at your home right now, in your living room, whatever, because you get to be part of there's LT's happy dance. It reminds me of the gopher in Caddyshack, you know, coming out of his hole. He's doing his little thing. No, man, this is exciting. Anyways, I should stop waving the cash. You're not supposed to do this. We're going to have to put an income disclaimer everywhere. Just because piles of cash, I keep finding. By the way, you should watch this video where we found like $15,000 in my couch one day that we lost. Peter Sorensen filmed it. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning, and we're like, where did that money go? We're looking for the remote, and Peter pulled out 15 grand cash. So I have to be careful. I gotta make sure I don't lose this in the couch cushions tonight. Anyways, I don't want to be long-winded. Google tends to cut me off if I do, so someone else take over.
I gotta hear from the smiling Asian.
And then we'll wrap it up because
happy.
It's late right now.
Man, just know this was done to help a lot of people make money. That's it. That's it. I mean, we're going to be putting our money where our mouth is. We're going to be putting some funds in there. We're going to have a pretty big, nasty rotator going through. And if you're not all in, I don't know what to tell you. You know, go through our 21 ways to fund your business. This is a business. And, you know, there's no guarantees of success, but you're going to see it when people are like, I just jumped all in, got into this rotator, and look at this. Pow! They came all in. So, you know, it's your decision. How bad do you want to make it? Do you want to make a lot of money? Then put your money where your mouth is, invest into your own education, and let's go all in.
Yeah, no, 100%, Lawrence, too. And one thing I wanted to add to it, I think Chris and I spoke about this the other day, too, is that, like, I know I've experienced in the past with, like, higher-end, top-tier products is that where people purchase them, or they hesitate on it because they don't know how they're going to market it, or maybe they're not going to have money to market after they spend the money on the product, or that's, you know, or they don't think other people might buy it from them. And I just, you know, like with this type of thing we're offering the Masters Co-op, that's going to eliminate so many objections and help a lot of people because they're going to be able to benefit from the big co-op we're going to be putting together for everybody. So they just come in and then they won't have to worry about, okay, how am I going to do this, and, you know, how am I going to drive traffic to it? I mean, we're going to be providing that. I mean, like I said, each of us combining our resources to put together this massive amount of advertising and co-op it for people, and they don't have to pay for it. It's just going to be part of, you guys are just going to get it without having to, just for buying the product and investing in yourself like you should already be doing anyways. So I think it's a great idea. I love the idea. I can't wait to, you know, to get it started. But I mean, yeah, you got to have the Masters if you want to take advantage of it, and so you'll make sure you're able to get it before the deadline of, and this month's even shorter than normal, right? There's how many days in this month? Like 28 or 7 or something like that. So it's, you know, yeah, I mean, make sure you get it in before March 1st so you can take advantage of that. It's just going to be huge.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna just jump out here just one more time, real quick, and just share with all you. You know, I've been actively building for November and December, like 3.5 months. And I personally, you know, I've done a significant amount of income, but what's really cool to me is that, you know, I went all in. I know the power of going all in. I've went all in with every opportunity I've done. It's just, you know, I feel like if I'm going to sell products, I have to own what I'm selling. I have to know what I'm selling, and I want to go through the products myself. You know, I want to get my own education out of it. But I have people on my team. I've been in for 3.5 months. Like, I've been in longer, but actively building 3.5 months. And I have people on my team that are making between $5,000 and $10,000 a month on my team. Like, I've been building for 3.5 months, and I have people on my team making $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Some guys that are on track to do $12,000 this month in February, and the people that are doing that, they're all in. And you know, I hate to say it, but success leaves clues. And, you know, there's a certain level of training that they have access to. there's a certain level of conviction that they start having when they go all in, and it's just to me it's a little bit remarkable that you can come into a business like this, you go all in, and you have a lot more things that you have access to that allows you to have those kind of incomes and those kind of results. And again, we probably should be putting income disclosures in everything we say, but it's pretty cool to me that I have several people on my team that are doing that, and they're all in. And so, I don't have a lot of $25 people on my team that are doing $10,000 a month. It's a little hard to do that. I don't know if you guys do. I don't. Maybe there'll be one person that might accomplish that at some point, but for right now, that's not what's working. And again, it's not just all about selling you the all in. It's like we're all in. We're all on here on this hangout. We all own all of the products because they're really good products, and we just believe in the company. We believe in what we're doing. We believe where this thing is going. And 2013, I believe, for all of us, is going to be our best year ever for all of us, in my opinion. That's it.
Cool. Are we wrapped up? Just a couple housekeeping things for everybody. For those of you that are now part of this new merger, a couple things. One is feel free to add Team Take Massive Action to the end of your name. You can go into Empower Network, go to your account, your personal profile, where it says last name, you can just add Team Take Massive Action to the end of your name if you want, as long as you're part of this new collaboration. When the new contest leaderboard comes out, let's just dominate that contest leaderboard. I think that would be fun. It would actually show some evidence of the success of our team. It'll help create more momentum. And also, check out the Empower Network leaderboard right now. If you go look, in the top 10 income all time, you have 3 members of Team Take Massive Action there now. Top monthly income, 3 members. You got members in top weekly, and it's all over the place. So this is the beginning of the birth of something I think that could be pretty big and pretty huge. Also, one last thing about for those of you that are begging right now to get into the groups and the team site, don't worry, you'll get emails from your leaders. If not tonight, because look, it's late. I think everybody's made a big sacrifice tonight. If not tonight, tomorrow, the next day, you'll get it. Okay, don't worry, it's coming. Okay, we want to get you this information. But let me just end with something about the culture of Team Take Massive Action. Of course, we're all about making money. Don't get me wrong. We want to help you make money. But that's not really the culture, and that's not really the culture that even attracted Chuck Marshall and Lawrence Tam and Layla and Toby. It's this. What we've done is we're all about some support, and we're all about team camaraderie and servant leadership. Okay, so I want to specifically say something about servant leadership. When you get invited into our Facebook group and in our community, look, we're not in there promoting other things. We're not in there, promoting other opportunities, nothing like that. Look, you can go to you're totally free to on your own stuff. Hey, there's nothing that says you can't be involved in another deal. Do it. But when we're in there, we're there to help each other succeed in this deal. So I'm going to expect that, and you know what? We're not afraid to ban people too. If you're going to be in there posting affiliate links, look, you can't do that. You can't post affiliate links. You can't be throwing out other opportunities. If you do that, it'll get deleted, and eventually you get banned from the group. And there's one button that says banned, and you're not allowed back. So can't even allow you back because Facebook, blocks you. If we hit that button to ban you, delete permanently, can't help you. So we want to create basically a situation where you feel comfortable bringing your team there. Lawrence Tam calls it the safe team area. We want you to feel comfortable to be able to build a big business here without being worried about other community members, being like vultures and being like, oh, I can get them into my other opportunity. That's not what we do here. Okay, that's why our team is so solid. That's why we're seeing success. When you come to Team Take Massive Action, you need to bring a servant leadership heart. When people ask questions in the team, it's one of our greatest resources, is the ability to ask questions and get answers. So when people ask questions, chime in. Here's why. When you have questions, you want answers too, right? And when you build a team, you don't want your team people to go in there, ask questions, and nobody answers, okay? You want your team to get answers. You want your team to get support. So if we all collectively chip in a little bit, it adds up to a lot, okay? It adds up to a lot. So bottom line is inside of Team Take Massive Action, we're solely focused right now on Team TMA and Empower, and we're solely focused on servant leadership and helping each other to succeed, not promoting a bunch of other stuff. and we're going to be rolling out resources like LT's mentioning the Chicago team party. Plan on, I tell everybody this: come to the event early, leave late, because there's always going to be extra stuff going on that you don't want to miss out. Okay, so when you get invited, when you become part of this culture, I want you to have a heart. We want to have a heart to help people. We want to have a heart to truly help the average person succeed. If you commit to that, we'll commit to you, and we can meet halfway. You don't have to be the top income person, but every single person can be just a good quality, genuine person. That's what we want in our team. And we're going to be giving away awards and recognition to the people that help the most. So I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to be giving away incentives and bonuses to those that are the most supportive and the most helpful inside of our community. We're going to nominate them, and we're going to do it. Okay? So we are here to assist you. And that's the power of Team Take Massive Action. So with that being said, we've used up a ton of time tonight. I'm sure we have more training. I'm sure we have more. More exciting things that we're going to announce. But that's it for tonight. We've already slipped a lot of secrets out there. So it's been my pleasure to be in the company of a lot of people that were my role models when I first joined 8 months ago. They were on the top of the leaderboards, and they were kicking butt and taking names. It's awesome to be in the company of the people that I looked up to when I first got started here. So you know what? Dream big dreams, go to work, take massive action, focus on income-producing activities, and we'll see you inside our Facebook group. Thanks, everyone.
Peace. Love you guys. Cheers.